all these guys, Jim Abbott, they all influenced me in ways. Lee Smith. I could go on and on. I mean,
work with some great ones as teammates.
Oh yeah, I mean, these great guys, and we sit down and shoot the knowledge back and forth, and I would try to learn as much as I could. I learned a lot from hitting coaches, Rod Carew, Gene Richards. Both those guys helped me out tremendously. So, I was able to pick their brains, and they were able to help me out as much as they could. So.
Well, that's a vast array of guys that have contributed to your knowledge, Mike, and interested to hear about how guys like Gene Richards, who I got to know well here when he was our roving hitting instructor and never have met the Hall of Famer Rod Carew, how do they help a guy like you, a pitcher or then a pitching coach? Do they tell you kind of what a hitter's point of view is or how a hitter thinks and how that translates into a pitcher getting a hitter out? How do hitters help guys like you?
Hitters help pitchers out because they're able to break down the swing a little bit easier than a pitcher is, and they can give you insight on how what this guy is vulnerable to or what he's capable of handling. Everybody gets a scouting report when you get to the big leagues, but the key to getting guys out is able to execute those pitches, and if you can execute pitches, having a little bit more insight of what a hitter's thinking really helps your game out a lot.
And then as far as some of those former great big league pitchers, you mentioned Chuck Finley and Mark Langston, two great left-handers. There's that old thing that southpaws and lefties are in a world of their own and that they talk their own language, but those two guys were very, very successful. What sorts of things did they share with you in the big leagues? Was it more the conditioning between starts? Was it the mental approach? Was it teaching you pitches? How did you learn from them in the big leagues, Mike?
Mostly mental approach and, how to control your emotions while you're out there on the mound. And because I was a very energetic pitcher, so, my emotions would come out. But as soon as I was able to really kind of hold them in a little bit more with still having the aggression, it was more beneficial to my game. But, Chuck Finley was my throwing partner for 4 years in the big leagues, and and we went out a lot, we hung out a lot, very good friends, and just, I just learned just by watching him and all the other guys that I really had a lot of respect for that, we're just doing it year after year. I mean, these guys have 10, 12, 15-year careers, so obviously they were doing something right, so I wanted to learn as much as I could.
Mike, what is a throwing partner?
Just a guy that you play catch with every day. That's all it is.
Mike Butcher is our dugout interview guest, Anaheim Angel minor league roving pitching instructor, and a special place in everyone's heart for Jimmy Abbott. Mike, and I never knew Jim other than what people would tell me, and that is that he was just a wonderful human being. And what was it like in terms of Jim Abbott? For those of the listeners who aren't familiar with him, could you describe the what he was born with and how he overcame it, and what sort of things do you remember about him? Because he is really a remarkable story in terms of achievement, and I don't want to use the word handicap because I don't think that does justice to him, but could you review for our listeners who Jim Abbott was?
Well, I'm not an expert on whatever happened, but I know he had a deformation in his right hand, and so he couldn't wear a glove on his right hand. He was a left-handed pitcher. So he was able to, through practice with his dad and everybody, he would rest the glove on his hand and pitch, hold the ball outside of the glove and towards the four-fingered area on the glove, and was able to pitch and be able to throw a pitch and transfer the glove onto his left hand. And if he got a comeback or a ground ball right back to the pitcher, he's able to take the ball out of the glove and throw it back to first base. I mean, and he did this as quick, if not quicker than everybody else did, who had, no problems at all. So as far as, he's just a quality individual, but a very motivational guy, very, very into what he does, and he does special assignment work with us now. He came out to spring training this year, and hopefully we can get him out here to do some more things for us.
Well, I didn't know that. So Jimmy's still in the game.
Oh yeah. He does a lot of motivational speaking also, but he's, he's enjoying his family and watching his kids come up, grow up, and he's a class act.
We're going to take a break on the dugout interview, and when we return, we'll learn more, a fascinating insight into both the minor league world of pitching and the big leagues from Mike Butcher. He's the Anaheim Angel minor league roving pitching instructor. More with Mike after this.
The new Veterans Memorial Stadium is among the most awe-inspiring attractions in our great community. The most common remark made by first-time visitors to our new ballpark is simply, "Wow." the dazzling giant scoreboard, the roomy seats, the spacious concourse, and yes, the numerous women's restrooms all evoke that wow reaction. The most alluring element of all, though, is that perfectly nurtured, lush, green field that composes the diamond. Thanks to Peck's Flower Garden and Landscaping, the aura and magic of the Field of Green in the new stadium can be replicated in your very own yard. That's right. The experts at Peck's are teaming up with the renowned Kernel Grounds crew to award one of you with a Field of Green lawn makeover this spring. Just stop into the Garden Center at Peck's to enter. The Peck's Field of Green dream could be yours. Register this spring in the Garden Center at Peck's, corner of Blair's Ferry and Edgewood Roads Northeast.
Mike Butcher, one of the age-old questions that I'm constantly asked and that I'm sure is old hat to you probably by now, but fans are forever interested in knowing what goes on when a pitching coach at any level strides out from the dugout to talk to a pitcher during the game. And I know it varies by situation and personality and what needs to be said, but generally speaking, what are a few of the themes that a pitching coach might say out on the mound when he pays a visit?
Yeah, sometimes I wonder, too. Sometimes you go out to the mound, it just depends on the situation, obviously. But, you go out there, sometimes a guy just needs a breather. When a guy has, 20 or more pitches in an inning, he's probably getting a little bit tired. And sometimes you just go out there and say, hey, I'm just going to give you a little breather right here. Take a couple deep breaths for me, and, we need a ground ball. So I want you to work your sinker. Just give him some pointers. We don't like to go over a whole lot of mechanical things out there and get too many things going through a kid's mind. But mostly it's just, get their attention and let them know, hey, this guy might bunt. Just make them more aware of what might come up. Okay, this guy might bunt in this situation. I want you to try to get down to third base. If you can't get it, go to first. Just little tiny things, As far as mechanical adjustments, we stay away from that.
You'll do that either after the game or between starts?
Absolutely, yeah, when we get all the work in.
Well, there are a lot of jokes about that in the stands, about guys talking about where they're going to go eat after the game. Or, we've all seen the movie Bull Durham, and it's good to know that it's just a basic one or two elements to try to either help the pitcher, encourage him, or settle him down. Well, Mike, another reoccurring theme, and I'm sure you've been asked this a lot, and it may never go back to what it was, but then they say that history is a series of repeating events. So I want to get your thoughts on this. Are we ever going to get back to the day, with all the specialization now and all the emphasis on keeping a pitcher's arm and elbow and body healthy, are we ever going to return to a day when a guy goes out there as a starter and expects to, in his mind, go 9 innings, or are those days behind us forever?
I don't think they're gone forever, but we encourage all of our guys to go, as a starting pitcher, to go 9 innings. It is the day and age of the pitch count, but at the same time, especially at the younger levels, you're not going to see guys go 9 innings a day after, every fifth day. Our basic philosophy is not to have guys go over 240 pitches in consecutive outings. So if they throw 121 game, they're not going to throw 130 the next game because it'll be 250 pitches. But, because we're trying to keep guys healthy. But, as far as guys going complete games, where you had those outrageous numbers before, I'm sure, 25 CGs in a year, I highly doubt that'll ever happen again. Not with the strength of the hitters now, the strength of the pitchers. It's just, there's just too many variables that I don't think too many good things can happen out of that anymore.
Well, we'll see if indeed we ever get back to those days. But, Mike, this has just been fabulous. We could talk pitching. I know I could with you for hours upon end, and we'll pick up where we left off when you come back and visit us a little later this spring. But for the meantime, very many thanks from us and our fans. Again, we want to reward you and thank you with a $5 gift certificate redeemable at any of our 8 area Zio Giano's Italian spaghetti houses. Perfect pasta, homemade bread. For delicious Italian cuisine, Mike Butcher, nothing can match Zio Giano's. Thank you for this second dugout interview and continued success working with our minor league pitchers who seem to be all flourishing underneath your guidance. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it.
Mike Butcher, Anaheim Angel minor league roving pitching instructor, our dugout interview guest. Starting lineups, Kernels, Fort Wayne, when we return.
Whether you're a serious athlete or a weekend warrior, injuries can take you out of your game. Smart athletes know that Physiotherapy Associates in Cedar Rapids are the experts in the treatment and prevention of sport-related injuries. Our expert staff serves the metro and surrounding area high school athletes. Physiotherapy Associates of Cedar Rapids, the smart choice in sports medicine. Call us at 398-1569. That's 398-1569. We'll get you back in your game today.
Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees are proud to support one of our community's most renowned and cherished assets, the Cedar Rapids Kernels. Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees believe in the core values that comprise the essence of Kernel baseball: fun, wholesome, affordable entertainment for us all. As you look ahead to the many joys of summer, your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees encourage you to visit the fabulous new Veterans Memorial Stadium. Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees, embracing Kernel baseball, a community treasure.
Welcome, hello, and welcome to Kernel Baseball here on the Zone. ESPN Radio 1600 AM, KCRG. I'm John Rogers, and the Red Hot Kernels take on the Fort Wayne Wizards in the third game of a four-game series. The Kernels winding down a fabulous 9-game homestand that has seen them go 6-1. Let's set the starting lineups. First for the visiting Wizards. They've lost 3 straight. They're 9-4. They still lead the Eastern Division first half standings of the Midwest League. They're 2 games up on Lansing. Their skipper's Gary Jones, 42 years old, went to the University of Arkansas and came to the Padre organization after managing 3 seasons at AAA Pawtucket for the Boston Red Sox. Leading off for the Wizards, their center fielder, Kennard Jones. Brian Bergamy, a switch-hitting second baseman, bats second. In left field, batting third, is L.J. Birnbaum for Fort Wayne. The cleanup batter is designated hitter Josh Tranum. In right field, batting fifth for the Wizards tonight, Steve Baker. Paul McAnulty will be at first base. McAnulty bats sixth. Hitting seventh at third is John DeBetta. It's Andres Pagan catching tonight, and Pagan will hit eighth for Fort Wayne. And batting ninth for the Wizards at shortstop, Luis Cruz. Making his third start of the year on the hill for Fort Wayne, a 6'2" right-hander from Colorado, David Pauly. David Pauly 1-0 with a 4.00 ERA. The Padres took him in the year 2001 in the 8th round. Now Allen Motor Company, proud to present our Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup. Allen's is featuring pre-owned vehicles at or near half price right now, Kernel fans. 2002 Buick Centuries and 2002 Old Toleros are half price for just $11,995 at Allen's. 2002 Pontiac Grand Prix are nearly half price for just $13,995 at Allen's now during their pre-owned vehicle half price sale. Visit Allen Motor Company online, ALLENMOTOR. That's AllenMotor.com, or their spectacular new campus, I-380 and Boyson Road, exit 25 in Hiawatha. Here's the Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup. Leading it off in center field is Rancel Melgarejo. Switch hitting shortstop Eric Ibar will bat second. It's Alberto Callaspo hitting third in the Allen Motor Company Kernel starting order, and he'll play second base. Behind the plate, batting cleanup, Jared Abruzzo. The designated hitter for the Kernels in the Allen Motor Company lineup is Alex Dvorsky. He'll bat fifth. Sergio Contreras will get the call in right field tonight, and he bats sixth in the Allen Motor Company order. David Gates will bat seventh, and he's in left field. At first base with a triple in last night's Kernel 4-0 win, Jake Mathis. Mathis will hit eighth. And batting ninth at third base for the Kernels, Justin Hancock. Rounding out the Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup on the hill tonight, looking for his first Kernel win, and this is his third start, is 21-year-old right-hander from Tampa, Florida, Brett Cimarelli. Brett last pitched Saturday here at home on the homestand and was a 5-2 loser to Quad City. In that outing, Cimarelli went 5 innings, gave up 4 runs, only 2 earned. On 4 hits, he struck out 1. He walked 2. Brett Cimarelli is pitching for the Kernels, an 0-2 record, and making his third start of the year. The umpires are decked out in navy blue. Well, at least the base umpire is in a navy blue windbreaker. The umpires, Chris Bakke, will call the balls and strikes, and Chris Thomas will work the diamond. It's 52 degrees here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium as the Kernels come out of their first base dugout ready to take the field. We have some finals for you on the State Farm Major League scoreboard, brought to you by State Farm Insurance agents Al Shetler, Dale Thompson, Lanny Peterson, and Gary Schubat. This afternoon at Wrigley Field, the Cubs absolutely crushed Cincinnati 16-3.
In the American League, across town on the south side, the White Sox throttled the Royals 8-2. That's a final from this afternoon. Our parent club, the 2002 world champion Anaheim Angels, fell at the ballpark in Arlington this afternoon. The Rangers whipped the Angels 9-7. And at Yankee Stadium, New York blanked Toronto 4-0. They're in the 8th inning at Safeco Field with Seattle leading the A's 3-1. Those are our finals from this afternoon on the State Farm Major League Scoreboard. Brought to you by State Farm Insurance agents Al Shetler, Dale Thompson, Lanny Peterson, and Gary Shubat. The Kernels are ready to take the field. And as they do, we can tell you they're wearing their white home uniforms with red numbers, red lettering on the front, blue caps with red bills. And the Kernels have been red hot on the homestand. 3 straight shutouts from Kernel pitching, 4 shutouts in the last 5 victories. And the Kernels are 6-1 on the homestand. They've raised their first half record to a good-looking 8-5 in the Western Division first half standings. Fort Wayne came in having a 7-game winning streak broken on Monday night in Clinton. The Wizards are in gray road uniforms with blue numbers and blue sleeves. The Kernels take the field, and we're going to join Bank Iowa for a patriotic announcement. And then Don Black, a morning show host of great repute on the FM side of things. Don Black will be singing the Star-Spangled Banner. But right now, let's join Bank Iowa, followed by Don Black singing the Star-Spangled Banner. Here's our message from Bank Iowa.
At this time, we want to honor our troops who through the years have served our country. We pay tribute to the soldiers fighting today to protect the freedoms we enjoy in the United States. Please stand and join Bank Iowa and the Kernels in the singing of our national anthem.
Performing the national anthem this evening, Don Black. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
That's Don Black singing the Star-Spangled Banner. He did a great job. The Kernels have done a great job on this homestand, having won 5 straight and 6 of 7. Allison is our in-studio engineer tonight at 2nd Avenue and 5th Streets. I'm John Rogers, your play-by-play host of Kernel Baseball. The Kernels and Brett Cimarelli on the field, ready to go. So are we. Tonight's action just ahead here on The Zone.
Budweiser True Music is music created for real music lovers by real musicians, like Tyler Connolly of Theory of a Dead Man.
I know a guy that has actually got a routine he does. He goes, well, from 8 to 10 a.m. I do songwriting, and then from 10 to 11 I do yoga. And I'm like, dude, you can't do that. You know, you just gotta, just like, to me, when it comes to me, comes to me. I'm not gonna force anything.
This moment of true music was brought to you by Budweiser Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
There's nothing more exciting at the ballpark than watching the ball leap off the bat and clear the center field fence. The perfect swing can change the course of a game and set the pace for the season. At Rockwell Collins, our employees step up to the plate every day and swing for the fences. Whether it's creating products that travel the world, delivering solutions to customers, or lending a helping hand in our own communities. Rockwell Collins and the Cedar Rapids Kernels, partners in making Cedar Rapids the best place to live, work, and play.
Lights are on here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium and a game-time temperature of 52 degrees. The Kernels, Class A Midwest League affiliate of the 2002 World Champion Anaheim Angels, taking on the Padre affiliate here in the Midwest League, Fort Wayne. And before we get underway, a reminder to visit Peck's Flower and Garden Shop. Yes, Good Friday is tomorrow and Easter Sunday just 3 days away. And the beauty of spring has arrived with Easter flowers and plants from Peck's Flower and Garden Shop. Make Easter bright with colorful blossoms from the florist shop at Peck's. Traditional Easter lily plants start at just $8.99 cash and carry at Peck's Flower and Garden Shop. Kennard Jones will lead it off for the Fort Wayne Wizards. He's a left-handed hitter, and he looks at a pitch just low from the Colonel right-hander, Brett Cimarelli. We're underway. Kennard 0 for 3 in the series opener Tuesday night. Did not play last night. He's hitting .318 on the year, and he takes just outside for ball 2. That's right, Peck's Flower and Garden Shop has a wide array of colorful blooming plants available in many sizes this Easter season, and you can choose one for a friend, family member, or another for yourself. Ball 3 floats outside to the leadoff batter, Kennard Jones. No homers, 6 RBIs, left-handed hitter, wears his blue stirrups up high. And remember also that Peck's is your professional FTD and Teleflora florist. That means you can send your Easter greetings almost anywhere in the United States. Ball 4, and a tough start for Brett Cimarelli as he walks the leadoff man, Kennard Jones, on 4 pitches. And that brings in switch hitter Brian Bergamy. Now, Jones is a running threat. He's swiped 4 bases in 13 games this season, and he's been caught 6 times. One final word about Peck's. For your holiday table, you want an Easter centerpiece, don't you, to make a final touch of class for your Easter gathering? Peck's has those centerpieces as well. Peck's Flower and Garden Shop. They've been growing with the Cedar Rapids area since 1956. See them soon for your Easter flowers and plants. Ball 1 outside to Bergamy. There's a strike on the outside corner as Brett Cimarelli elicits some cheers from the folks here tonight. We're in the top of the first. Brett even on the count, 1-1. The runner goes, a pitch out, the throw to second, in plenty of time. Out at second is Kennard Jones. It was the shortstop, Eric Ibar, taking a perfect peg from Jared Abruzzo. The pitch out ran the count 2-1 to Bergamy, and caught stealing Kennard Jones for the 7th time in 12 tries. That's not a good base stealing percentage. The Kernels pitched out and got Jones. Now Bergamy, a ground ball to second. Backhanded by Alberto Callaspo. He throws low, and digging it out of the dirt is Jake Mathis. 2 gone in the first inning. Boy, the momentum just changed as Kennard Jones was caught trying to steal second. It went Abruzzo to Ibar. And then Bergamy on a 2-1 pitch wraps out to second. 2 gone, and L.J. Birnbaum at the plate, left-handed hitter, with a .280 average. Birnbaum, a 2-out single in the first last night, went 1 for 4. Brett Cimarelli has already pitched around a leadoff walk, and he misses in the dirt, low and away. Ball 1 to the left-handed batter, Birnbaum. L.J. has a home run on the year, 5 runs driven in. He's from Pennsylvania by way of Florida Atlantic University, the school that produced Tommy Murphy, among other Kernels, over the past several seasons. Ball 2 is up and away, a fastball from Brett. Playing way off the line at third is Justin Hancock. I mean, he's playing, a good 25 feet off third base line. And Melgarejo in center shifted over into left center. That's where the ball is stroked into left center. Ransell moseys over to get it. 2 retire the side. L.J. Birnbaum skies to left center. Ransell had him played perfectly for Fort Wayne in the top of the first inning. A leadoff walk, but no runs, no hits. A man caught trying to steal second. There were no Colonel errors, and nobody left by the Wizards. After 1/2 inning, it's Fort Wayne 0 and the Kernels coming to bat.
Here's a reminder for Cedar Rapids residents. The city's annual bulky item cleanup starts April 14th. Be sure you read the orange flyer you received in the mail recently as you get your bulky items ready for collection. That flyer provides you with a list of the specific bulky items that will be collected, as well as other guidelines that apply to this spring's bulky item collection program. Your friends at Cedar Rapids Solid Waste and Recycling thank you for helping to make the bulky item collection a success.
Okay, so I'm dropping my daughter off at daycare, and as I'm walking out, I see myself in the double door. Uh-oh is right. My hair looks terrible. My ends are all scraggly, and my roots. Did you see my roots? I can't believe I've been walking around like this.
Have you tried Cost Cutters?
Oh, I'd love to get my hair done, but who has the time? With work and the kids, I barely have time to find matching socks, let alone time for my hair. Besides, I need the works.
Just go to Cost Cutters. They'll have you in and out and looking great in no time.
Yeah?
Yeah. At Cost Cutters, the stylist will keep you looking great with a new cut, some color, even highlights. Check out mine.
Oh, so Cost Cutters is your secret.
Yep. I even get my favorite products there. You know, shampoo, conditioner.
That's it. I'm going to Cost Cutters.
Right now?
My roots, thank you.
There are a dozen Cost Cutters here in our area, each offering a relaxed, convenient hair care experience with no appointments and no hassles. Cost Cutters makes things easy and affordable with professional stylists who care about you.
Cost Cutters. Live your life. We always have time for your hair.
The Kernels come to bat in the home half of the first inning, and they'll face a right-hander, David Pauly, P-A-U-L-E-Y. David is from the state of Colorado, and when you think about it, Colorado isn't exactly a hotbed for professional baseball talent. It's known more for hiking and skiing and mountain biking and enjoying the wonders of the Rocky Mountains. But that's where Pauly's from, Longmont, Colorado, and he's in his third year of professional baseball. 1-0 on the year, and he's set to go against Kernel leadoff batter Rancel Malgarejo. The first pitch is taken for a strike called at the knees. Fort Wayne has John DeBetta at third. He's playing even with the bag, 8 feet off the line. The shortstop's Luis Cruz, Brian Bergamy at second, and Paul McAnulty at first. Ball one winged outside to the Kernel leadoff hitter, who is hitting 179. Nothing for 4 last night, 2 for 4 in the series opener. On Tuesday evening, the 1-1 to Rancel. A shot up the middle, that's a base hit. Past the diving shortstop into center. Malgarejo playing sleeveless tonight on this cool evening. Grounded one sharply past the diving shortstop into center. And the Kernels have their leadoff man aboard here in the first inning. For Eric Ibar. Eric 0 for 3 last night, but he contributed with a sensational leaping catch at short and walked, stole second, and scored in the third inning. He may be bunting. The switch hitter stands in from the left side, leans over the plate, and pops one foul right over our heads for strike one. Eric Ibar is hitting .375, no home runs, 4 RBIs. He's 19 years old, a switch hitter. They list him at 5'11", 165. He's not a big guy, but man, he and his good friend Alberto Cayaspo waiting on deck have done wonders for the Kernels already in just the first 2 weeks of the season. Can you believe it? We started the season 2 weeks ago. Remember in Davenport, we played Quad City and the Kernels beat the River Bandits 8-6. Wound up going 2-4 on that road trip to Davenport and Peoria, and they're 6-1 here at home. And it's off to Appleton, Wisconsin Saturday, but we won't think about that yet. There's too much fun here at home, including tomorrow night's homestand finale. Swing and a miss on a good changeup from the right-hander, and Eric's walking out of the dirt batting circle, and he knows he may have swung at a pitch out of the strike zone. In the outfield, playing the Kernel shortstop to pull is L.J. Birnbaum in left, Kennard Jones in center, Steve Baker in right. The catcher is Andres Pagan. Holding Rancel at first, Paul McAnulty. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 as Ibar chased a pitch down and away for the first out of the Kernel first inning. Alberto Cayaspo now strides to the plate.
Alberto Cayaspo.
Kayaspo, 2 for 4 last night, 4 for 8 in the series, and 12 for his last 24. 12 for his last 24. He had a big 2-out, 2-run single in the third last night to give the Kernels a 3-0 lead. Firing low is the right-hander David Pauly. Pauly's pitched 9 innings in his first 2 starts, yielded 11 hits in 9 innings, fanned 9 in 9 innings, and walked a pair. The league hitting .289 against this 8th-round draft pick of the Padres 2 seasons ago. David Pauly, he's just 19 years old. Last year with Eugene, he started 15 games. What a season he had, a 6-1 record with a 2.81 earned run average. Alberto grounds one to short, could be 2. Shortstop underhands to second, 1 on to first, not in time, as Melgarejo got underneath the wheels of Brian Bergamy, and Brian's throw to first to try to complete a twin killing was late. But Kayaspo forces Melgarejo at second and wins 6-4. A high bouncer as Cruz fed Bergamy to the force of Rancel. And now Alberto Kayaspo is the runner at first with 2 gone for Jared Abruzzo. Abruzzo, the Colonel switch-hitting catcher, hitting .262. Takes low and away a fastball. Boy, the breeze, which was just ferocious last night, it was more like a gale force wind, is much kinder this evening. It's blowing the flag above the right center field wall from the left field foul pole to the right field foul pole. Now the 1-0. And Abruzzo looks at a strike on the outside edge. Jared is wearing a head-hugging stocking cap over his head. But I think he'll warm up as this night goes on. Once you get the juices going and you're a catcher, as Abruzzo's catching tonight, he may want to take that hood off. He may get overheated. Swing and a miss on a change of speed from David Pauly, and Jared's in the hole 1-2. We're just underway. 52 degrees, our game time temperature, as the Kernels try for their 6th in a row. Kayaspo, a short lead at first. The right-hander delivers. Low, ball 2. A fastball. Well, I bet they're unhappy in Cincinnati. The Reds have not only struggled out of the gate, but the Cubs have just dismantled Cincinnati at Wrigley Field during their series. This afternoon at Wrigley on the State Farm Major League scoreboard, the Cubs 16, the Reds 3. There's a drive into left, and it's going to be a base hit in front of L.J. Beerbaum, and slamming on the brakes around second and holding there is Alberto Kayaspo. Jared Abruzzo with a great piece of hitting. On a 2-strike count, the switch hitter thrashed one into left. Beerbaum fooled me. I thought L.J. may have had a chance to catch it, but it was slicing away from him, and he took it on one hop, a 2-out single for Abruzzo. And the Kernels have a scoring chance here in the first inning with Alex Dvorsky at the plate. Alex, a .233 batter, a couple of homers, including a mammoth shot last night in the second inning. His drive propelled the Kernels into the lead as Pauly delivers low for ball 1 to Alex Dvorsky. The DH is hitting .233 on the year. His home run in the second inning last night went over the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion onto 8th Avenue. 2 on, 2 out. Ball 2 pops into the mid of the catcher, Pagan, inside. It's 400 to dead center here in the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. 315 down the left field line, but a 16-foot high wall leading up to the picnic pavilion, and 325 down the right side. A number to short. Cruz charges and takes the play just ahead of the hustling Jared Abruzzo. Oh, Alex Dvorsky dribbled one to shallow short, and Cruz just did beat Abruzzo to the bag for the force out at second to end the inning. The Kernels threatened with 2 hits in the first inning, but no runs. There were no wizard errors. The Kernels strand a pair, and after 1 in the new Veterans Memorial Stadium, the Kernels nothing and Fort Wayne nothing.
Life is a process of continuous change. Each of us has to be prepared to adjust to constantly changing events. One way you can make sure you're taking care of all the changes in your life is to visit Phil Andrews, your Pekin insurance agent at Weidenhammer Andrews in Cedar Rapids. You can depend on Phil Andrews, your Pekin insurance professional, to give you sound advice on insurance for your home, auto, life, and health. See Phil Andrews at the Weidenhammer Andrews Agency in Cedar Rapids to make your life a little easier. Here's a fact about the new Veterans Memorial Stadium I bet you didn't know. All of the grounds surrounding our community's newest source of pride are maintained by Greg's Lawn Service. That's right, it's Greg's Lawn Service that provides you with that initial lift when you approach our magnificent new ballpark. Greg's Lawn Service can put their first-class signature on your yard, elevating it to the same immaculate condition you see around the stadium. Greg's Lawn Service, a cut above the rest since 1983.
When it comes to fun in the new Veterans Memorial Stadium, nothing compares to the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM Home Run Hot Tub. As you bask in the soothing comfort of the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM Home Run Hot Tub, you'll be taking in the action from a breathtaking perch just above the left field wall. Register for your chance to be drawn as the winner of the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM Home Run Hot Tub by visiting Westdale Mall. After one, no score. A good-sized crowd here tonight, better than last night with no rain forecast, and the wind not nearly the bone-piercing intensity of last evening, and we have a good-sized gathering. We hope to see you here tomorrow night. Friday night's always a good night to come out with no school the next day, and you can unwind from a full week of work, and the Kernels are playing absolutely inspiring baseball. 6:30 start tomorrow. Josh Tranum stands in from the left side, and he looks at a strike called from Brett Cimarelli. Tranum is a .273 batter on the young season. No homers, 9 RBIs. He's 0 for 6 in the series. Then he skips the rope to get out of a pitch down and in. Josh Tranum drew a 2-out walk in the first inning last night. Hit .330 for Du Bois County in the Independent Frontier League last year. Socked 9 home runs in 75 games. Missing away with the fastball is the Colonel right-hander. Again, Justin Hancock at third, playing well off the line for this left-handed batter. Mr. Shucks having some fun in the first base club seats. A fastball was ruled outside by Chris Bakke, the plate umpire, and Brett Cimarelli's fallen behind the hitter, 3-1. Brett is making his third Colonel start of the season. Pitched around a leadoff walk in the first inning. Doesn't want to have the same thing happen here, but does as he misses low. Josh Tranum's aboard with the leadoff base on balls, and let's see if the Colonels can do what they did in the first inning, and that is pitch around a leadoff walk. The batter, Steve Baker. Tranum at first, nobody out, no score, second inning. Brett Cimarelli accompanied us, thanks to Toyota Financial Services, to Hiawatha Elementary School yesterday morning. And Brett did a great job on behalf of the Toyota Financial Services summer reading program. He helped us conduct 2 assemblies, and he hits the batter. Brett Cimarelli drills Steve Baker in the back, and on to second goes Josh Tranum. So Fort Wayne now has the first 2 men aboard in this scoreless ball game. A walk and a hit batsman. Jake Mathis and Jared Abruzzo talked it over with Brett to try to settle him down. As a big, husky left-handed batter who hit .379 last year at Idaho Falls, Paul McAnulty bats. Yes, thanks to Toyota Financial Services, Brett Cimarelli was able to encourage the children at Hiawatha Elementary School to read this summer in the Toyota Financial Services summer reading program. In fact, he narrated the story, Players in Pigtails, portraying a little girl named Katie Casey, who lived her dream back in the mid-40s and early 50s, playing in the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League, the movie on which A League of Their Own was based. A ball outside, now a blistering fastball, a strike into Paul McAnulty. He was taking all the way. Now Brett fires outside for ball 2. Brett Cimarelli. Last year with Provo was 1-1 in 10 relief outings. There's a strike called at the knees, so McAnulty has not taken the bat off his shoulder yet, and the count is 2-2. There are 2 on with nobody out as the Kernels get a right-hander up in their bullpen. Brett told the kids at Hiawatha School how much he enjoys playing football for Florida State as a kicker. He fires high, and it's a full count now to McAnulty. Well, you can see a hitter like McAnulty just waiting for the Kernel right-hander to groove a pitch. Brian Williams is heating it up in the Kernel bullpen. A pitch hammered foul over the third base lawn section heading towards our inflatable games. The count remains full to Pat McAnulty. McAnulty from Long Beach State, Padre 12th round pick last year, and he was 0 for 4 last night. The Kernels out-hit the Wizards in last night's 4-0 victory, 5-4. A let-up is high, and the bases are loaded with nobody out. A walk, a hit batter, and another base on balls. And that's been one of the keys to the Kernel recent phenomenal success. Three straight shutouts, 4 shutouts in 5 games, is our pitching has not walked the opposition. But now Brett's in a heap of trouble as he's being visited on the mound by Eric Bennett, the Kernel pitching coach. Mike Kuhlbeck, our Director of Public Relations and Marketing, helping us as usual at home with how former Kernels are doing in the Anaheim Angel organization. Rancho Cucamonga with former Colonel Casey Kochman belting 2 home runs and driving in 5, helped power the Quakes to a 7-4 victory last night. Nick Gorneau and Tommy Murphy, 2 big cogs in the Kernel success last year, had 2 hits apiece, and they each scored twice. And former Kernel lefty Joe Torres was the winning pitcher. He scattered 7 hits over 5 innings in relief of Aaron Seeley, who was making a rehab start in Rancho Cucamonga. So Rancho with former Kernels Casey Kochman, Nick Gorneau, Tommy Murphy, and Joe Torres sparkling won last night. A curve is in the dirt, ball 1 to John DeBetta. He's batting 130. Ball 2 is low and in from the Kernel right-hander. Brett broke in the year 2000 as a Butte Angel. He pitched in just 7 games, was 1-0. He's devoted himself full-time to baseball this year. There's a strike in at the knees. DeBetta taking all the way. John DeBetta, D-I-B-E-T-T-A. In 7 games, the right-handed hitter hitting 130. No homers, 3 RBIs. He was 0 for 3 in the series opener Tuesday. Didn't play last night. And Brett wings a fastball right by DeBetta. Strike 2 swinging. With Brian Williams warming up in the right field bullpen, John DeBetta is even on the count, 2-2. Bases loaded with Wizards. Nobody out in the second. A slider is low, and the count's full now as Brett continues to struggle throwing strikes. Tranum at third, Baker at second, McAnulty at first for John DeBetta. In his 3rd year of pro ball. The 3-2. A high fly ball into right center will score a run. Over to get it is Sergio Contreras. Trotting home from third, Josh Tranum. On to third goes Steve Baker. 1-0 Wizards on the sacrifice fly into right by John DeBetta. John DeBetta delivers home a run to give the Wizards an early lead here in the second, 1-0. A 3-2 pitch, and DeBetta lifted it into right center where Sergio caught it. And tagging from third was Tranum, and racing over to third was Steve Baker. First and third, 1 out. 1-0 Fort Wayne. Andres Pagan at the plate. Andres, a right-handed hitting catcher, uses a black lacquer bat. Runners at the corners for the Wizards. A pitch inside is ball 1. Pagan steps out and takes a look at the signals being flashed by his manager, Gary Jones, back of third. Andres didn't play last night, 1 for 3 here Tuesday night. He corks one foul. That one almost hit the base runner in foul ground. Outside of third, Steve Baker. Baker had to really bend quickly towards the line to avoid being struck by that hard hit grounder. Strike one to Andres Pagan. A curve, a double play ball to short. Ibar to second one. Cayaspo to first. Got them both. Double play to end the Fort Wayne inning. Wow. Ibar to Cayaspo. Alberto's throw was to the right field side of first. And a terrific stretch by Jake Mathis and Gary Jones all over the base umpire Chris Thomas. They thought Mathis came off the base, but the Kernels turn a sterling 6-4-3 twin killing to put out a blazing, raging rally by the Wizards. The double play went 6-4-3. In the second for Fort Wayne, 1 run on no hits, 2 walks, a hit batter, no Kernel errors, and a double play ends the inning, and Fort Wayne left 1 man aboard. Well, all things considered, a great job by the Kernels as Fort Wayne had the bases loaded with nobody out, and they only scored a run. And after an inning and a half, the Wizards on top of the Kernels, 1-0.
At Pat McGrath's Chevrolet, you'll see more and save more on brand new Chevrolets than anywhere else in Iowa.
See more.
Over 500 new Chevrolets with the options you want.
Save more.
Low APR financing. You'll save thousands on finance charges.
See more.
Cavaliers, Malibus, Impalas, Monte Carlos, and Venture vans.
Save more.
Discounts up to $3,000 on new Chevy cars.
See more.
Chevyland has the largest selection of trucks, S10, Silverados, and Avalanches.
Save more.
Get discounts up to $5,500 on new Chevy trucks.
See more.
Trailblazers, Tahoes, Trackers, Blazers, and Suburbans. Over 200 trucks, vans, and SUVs. Plus, more pre-owned vehicles. Over $5 million worth. Get 5.9 APR financing on used vehicles. $1 down delivers. And receive $3,000 minimum for your trade.
You'll see more and save more.
Now at
Mr. Big Volume.
Pat McGrath Chevyland, 1651st Street, Cedar Rapids. Chevy will be there.
At Bank Iowa, our professionals know how important your financial future is to you. Bank Iowa can best meet your needs when you allow us to be a part of your financial plans. Our entire staff from all areas of the bank realizes the most important part of our bank is you, the client. We bring it all together to make banking comfortable and convenient right here at home. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600, KCRG, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. 1-0 Fort Wayne as Sergio Contreras leads off in the Kernel second, and a pitch is up and away, a fastball to the Kernel right fielder. Off to a slow start, 120 is average, no homers, 2 RBIs. Sergio, a left-handed hitter with an open stance. Ball 2 is downstairs. The Kernels got out of the top of the second inning, having yielded only 1 run. Fort Wayne had the bases loaded with nobody out, and Brett Cimarelli allowed only a sacrifice fly. The Kernels turned a double play to escape that second inning. Now here in the bottom of the second, a changeup floats in for a strike called on the outside edge to the Kernel left-handed hitter, Sergio Contreras. Spent his last 2 seasons with Rancho Cucamonga. And he tips one foul, thuds it off the chest protector of the catcher Andres Pagan. Sergio went to high school in Arizona, grew up in Mexico. Broke in 1999 in the Dominican Summer League, hit .399 with Butte 3 seasons ago. Ball 3, whisks inside. Contreras out of the box, taps his spikes, takes a practice swing. Fort Wayne with a 1-0 lead. And the payoff pitch. Swing and a foul straight back. TV9 meteorologist Scott Lind is on hand here tonight. He's enjoying the game from his season tickets, club seats, just 2 rows behind home plate. And TV9's John Campbell filming the action from just to the right of the umpire's doors. Another payoff offering. Outside, Sergio is aboard with a leadoff walk here in the second, and the Kernels have some momentum now. Anytime the bases are loaded with nobody out, and you prevent the opposition from score, or you hold the opposition to just 1 run, You have done some job. And the Kernels did that in the top of this second inning, limiting Fort Wayne to just one run after the Wizards loaded them up with nobody out. Now the Kernels will try to cash in on the leadoff walk drawn by Contreras. David Gates, the batter, didn't play last night in the Kernel victory. David hitting .222, a deep drive to left, way back. If it's fair, it's gone. It is a home run, just inside the Blimpie Subs foul pole, and the Kernels now lead this game 2-1. The Wizards are going to argue. The Wizards argue that ball was not a home run. The left fielder Birnbaum can't believe it, and David Gates, with his third home run of the year, with Contreras aboard, makes it 2-1 Kernels. The left fielder R.J. Birnbaum, the pitcher, David Pauly, are up in arms. Birnbaum looking up as if to say to the home plate umpire, you've got to be kidding me. But that ball looked to sneak inside the Blimpie Subs foul pole. May have even struck the foul pole, and it's 2-1 Kernels. A walk and a David Gates 2-run home run, his third of the year, and that's the 13th Kernel home run in the 8th game of the homestand. A phenomenal surge of power by the Kernels. The 1-0 to Mathis. Stierreich, a fastball. David Gates catapults the Kernels into the lead with a 2-run blast. Now, I often refer to Ann and Eric Hearn because they sit right next to the Kernel dugout. They're at field level as Mathis cuts through a changeup, strike two. And I really think the plate umpire, Chris Bakke, made the right call. I think that ball snuck in side the foul pole underneath the Blimpie Subs letters onto the Randy Kiel-Confidence Picnic Pavilion. The 1-2 to Jake, swinging a tip foul. But Ann Hearn, what do you think? Did you get a good view of it? Ann thinks it was a home run too, and she has a little bit better angle because she sits right there looking towards the left field wall. And I think that ball was ruled correctly by Chris Bakke. Now ball two down and into Jake Mathis. David Gates, after a leadoff walk drawn by Contreras, belts his third of the year. He's tied with Jared Abruzzo for the team lead, and the Kernels lead 2-1 here in the bottom of the second inning. Ball three is low and in, and I think David Pauly is still a little bit upset about giving up that 2-run homer. He's run the count full now to Jake, who tripled in a run in the fourth last night. The fourth and final run of the game. Here's one corked high in the air down the line and left. L.J. Birnbaum in foul ground, cannot get there. Jake Mathis was pulling into second base after hitting that high foul pop, and Jake will return to the plate with another 3-2 pitch just ahead. Yeah, I'll say this. Gary Jones, the manager of the Fort Wayne Ball Club, did not come out to argue with the ruling made by plate umpire Chris Bakke. Now, mind you, Bakke has to make the call from about, he made it 20 feet up the third base line and had to judge whether Gates indeed did hit that ball inside the foul pole, which it was ruled he did do. Another payoff delivery, strike three called. Jake Mathis is a strikeout victim, the second one tonight of David Pauly, as the fastball stuck in at the knees to Jake Mathis. Now Justin Hancock at the plate. Justin, trying to get on track, has not played in this series. Was 2 for 7 against Quad City. Hancock, the number 9 hitter in the Allen Motor Company Kernel lineup. Swings at a high fastball and misses, strike one. 2-1 Kernels here in the bottom of the second inning.
Remember when you were a child and there was a safety patrol person near your school to make sure you could cross the street safely? Don't you wish you had a safety patrol with you to help you conduct your life safely? Scott Draper puts in the 5.
And thank you so much, Allison. I'm sorry I gave the score, and it sounded like we were leaving the inning. My apologies, as Justin Hancock takes ball 2 outside. It's 2-1 Kernels. Hancock with a 2-1 count. The Kernels play here tomorrow night to wrap up the 9-game homestand. Then it's off to Appleton, Wisconsin for 4. Ball 3, low and away, as David Pauly has fallen behind the Colonel number 9 hitter, Justin Hancock. Justin, no homers, no RBIs. Hit .249 with Provo last year. And he was an Angel 15th round pick out of Florida Southern in Lakeland last year. A high pop foul over the first base grandstand roof. We play in Appleton Saturday at 5:05, so that'll be a 4:45 dugout interview time Saturday. We play at 1:05 on Sunday, on Easter Sunday, at 12:45 dugout interview time. And then single games Monday and Tuesday nights in the Fox Cities. Ball 4 is downstairs to the number 9 hitter. Justin Hancock is walked, and that's the second Colonel to draw a walk here in the second inning. 2-1 Kernels on the strength of a 2-run homer. On to the Randy Keelhampin's picnic pavilion inside the left field foul pole by David Gates. Mel Garejo started things with a bang with a solid single through the box in the first inning. Ransell batting for the second time this evening. Looks at a strike at the knees, a fastball. That's right, Monday night and Tuesday night of next week, we're in Appleton. Dugout interview times 6:15 Monday and Tuesday nights. Then an off day Wednesday. Then a big homestand opens up a week from tonight against Kane County. A slider inside, a ball 1-1 to Mel Garejo. That's right. Next Thursday, the 24th, a 6:30 start here versus the Cougars. Friday, the 25th, we play Kane County at 6:30. Then Saturday, a 5 o'clock start. Sunday, 2 o'clock. A check swing. Mel Garejo held up, and it's ball 2. For Colonel tickets, call 896-7560. That's 896-7560. Or visit our website at www.kernels.com, Kernels. Hancock may be running on this 2-1 count. He's not. And a grounder to third could be 2. DeBetta to the second baseman Bergamy for 1. Now wait a minute. Ransell still standing at home plate. A double play ends the inning. Ransell is standing at home plate, and a double play ends the inning. The Colonel manager, Todd Klaus, asking for an explanation. Obviously, Ransell thought that ball hit his foot. Oh, no. Well, now wait. We're going to keep it here because the plate umpire is going to ask the base umpire. And no go. The inning's over. Ransell Mel Garejo, as Todd Klaus looks at the ball, looking for some shoe polish. And Todd is trying to find the shoe polish. Mel Garejo looking at his foot. But the inning ends in utter dismay. The inning ends in utter dismay. Ransell Mel Garejo hits into a 5-4-3 double play. He contends that that ball hit him on the foot, and he never took more than 10 steps towards first base. The double play goes 5-4-3. But the Kernels take the lead with 1 run. On 1 hit, a David Gates 2-run homer. There were no Fort Wayne errors, a couple of walks, a double play, and nobody left on by the Kernels. We've played 2 innings on this beautiful Thursday. It's a cool Thursday, but a nice crowd on hand. And after 2, the Kernels lead the Wizards 2-1.
Remember when you were a child and there was a safety patrol person near your school to make sure you could cross the street safely? Don't you wish you had a safety patrol with you to help you conduct your life safely? Scott Draper, your Pekin Insurance agent at Sheets Forest Draper Insurance in Marion, can help you feel safe with the right insurance coverages. For the right insurance for your home, auto, life, health, and business, see your Pekin Insurance agent, Scott Draper at Sheets Forest Draper Insurance in Marion.
Papa John's pizza, it's so good. Better is best, that's understood. Better call Papa John's tonight. Better call Papa, he's got it right. Better ingredients, better pizza.
Papa John's. Attention baseball fans, call your local Papa John's for our home run special. Get a large pizza with up to 3 toppings of your choice for only $9.99.
Papa John's. Better call Papa.
The 10, the 5, touchdown. But wait, it looks like there's a player down in the field.
Each year, more than 82,000 people sustain brain injuries during recreational sports. In football, Brain injury accounts for 65 to 85% of all fatalities, at a rate of 1 in every 3.5 games. And the players wear helmets. Think of the risk in sports played without headgear. Brain Minders, protecting your brain for life.
A public service message from the Iowa City Pilot Club and KCRG.
Number 9 hitter for the Wizards takes a slider, a strike from Brett Cimarelli. Now he bloops one into right. Back goes Contreras. Bloops it. He hit it a lot further than I thought he did. Sergio had to race to the base of the warning track. A terrible missed call by myself, but I thought Cruz got that ball right off his fist. He wound up hitting it to deep right, and Sergio Contreras made a tough play look easy as he swiftly retreated and scooted over to his left, and on the warning track he made the catch, the running grab of Luis Cruz's drive. 1 out here in the Fort Wayne third, 2-1 Kernels. Cimarelli seems pumped up by the Kernels getting him the lead, and he fires a strike in to Kennard Jones, who walked in the first inning, but was caught trying to steal second. Jones, a left-handed hitter, swings and misses at a high fastball from the Kernel right-hander. Well, thanks to Culver's Frozen Custard and Butterburgers, a 3-year-old youngster, Aaron Bartles, just had the thrill of a lifetime. He took the field, accompanied by Mr. Shucks, as are Culver's Frozen Custard and Butterburgers Small Fry of the Game. And as the Culver's Frozen Custard and Butterburgers Small Fry of the Game, 3-year-old Aaron Bartles got to meet Kernel third baseman Justin Hancock and get his autograph. Ball 1 is wasted high and away from Cimarelli to Kennard Jones. And not only did Justin autograph the Culver's cap that Aaron was given tonight, but Mr. Shucks presented a check swing, a half swing rather. Kennard Jones called out by plate umpire Chris Bakke. That's the first strikeout for Brett Cimarelli. 2 away now in the Fort Wayne third. Mr. Shucks presented our Culver's Small Fry of the Game with a free kids meal, a certificate good for a free kids meal at either of our area Culver's Frozen Custard and Butterburgers locations. One up in Hiawatha, right across from Allen Motor Company, I-380 and Boyson Road, exit 25. And the other Culver's Frozen Custard and Butterburgers here on the southwest side on Edgewood Road, just across from Westdale Mall and in front of the new Windsong movie theaters. Ball 2 down and in to Brian Bergamy. And thanks to Mike Kuhlbeck, our Director of Marketing and Public Relations, we're going to take a look real shortly at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Mike has loaded us up with recent scores, and we'll be checking later tonight with Allison, our in-studio engineer, for more scores, but thanks to Mike Kuhlbeck for this update. A ground ball to the left side. Ibar charges. Unloads in time. Brian Bergamy stroked one to the left side, and Eric Ibar surrounded it and threw on the run, and a 1-2-3 inning for Kernel right-hander Brett Cimarelli. That's what you want after your mates get you the lead. Down in order go the Wizards in the top of the third. The Kernels come to bat for the third time tonight, leading Fort Wayne 2-1.
If you're looking for something, there are many helpful tools. A telescope? When you're looking for something big. A microscope. When you're looking for something small. Or bare feet. Oh. When you're looking for lost Legos. But if you're looking for a family doctor, the most helpful tools are your telephone or your computer. Simply call Mercy Care Family Physicians at 369-4444 or visit our website at www.mercycaredoctors.com for all the details on the Mercy Care Family Practice location nearest you. You'll find the Mercy Care Family Physician best suited to your needs, including those who offer special services for... So if you're looking for a family doctor, choose the right tool for the job. Call 369-4444 or on the web at www.mercycaredoctors.com. Looking for a family doctor has never been easier.
Here are 3 important facts you should know about Progressive Homes. First, Progressive Homes is our area's authorized builder of All-American Homes of Dyersville. Second, Progressive Homes invites you to visit their model homes. They're located on Williams Boulevard Southwest in Cedar Rapids. Finally, Progressive Homes is committed to making your home building experience pleasant and exciting. Come see what Progressive Homes can build for you. Progressive Homes, your complete builder of all American homes.
2-1 Kernels. It'll be the numbers 2, 3, and 4 batters in the Allen Motor Company Kernel order to face right-hander David Pauly. Alberto Callaspo struck out in the first inning. A David Gates 2-run homer in the second. He raced a run tallied by the Wizards in the top of the second, and slapping the first pitch foul into the screen for strike one is the Kernel switch-hitting shortstop. We promised you a look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard, thanks to Kernel Director of Public Relations and Marketing, Mike Kuhlbeck, and we're going to take that look right now. It's brought to you by State Farm Insurance Agents Lanny Peterson, Gary Shubat, Dale Thompson, and Al Shetler, as Eric takes low. 1-1 the count. Big gap in right center for the Kernel shortstop. 2-1 Kernels. Bottom of the third inning. And Ibar is ahead 2-1 as the delivery is outside. At Wrigley Field this afternoon on the State Farm Major League scoreboard, the Cubs pummeled the Reds 16-3. A final from, well, we'll make sure. I like to know where these games are being played, so let me find my card here. All right, a final from Veterans Memorial Stadium in Philadelphia. It was the Marlins sinking the Phils 7-3. That's a final from Philadelphia tonight. Ball 3 was high, and now slapping one into the third base Raptors for strike 2 is Eric Ibar. The count full to Eric. National League, they're in the bottom of the 7th. In San Juan, Puerto Rico, with Atlanta holding an 8-6 lead over the Expos. Arizona's pounding the Rockies 11-1 in the bottom of the 7th at Bank One Ballpark. A swing and a miss by Eric. He fans for the second time tonight as Pauly got him with something off speed up in the zone.
Second baseman Alberto Callaspo.
Again at Bank One Ballpark in Phoenix, the Diamondbacks are roughing up the Rockies in the 7th, 11-1. They're in the bottom of the 4th at PNC Park with the Pirates trailing the Mets 3-0. Here's a bunt foul back to the plate. Strike one to Alberto Callaspo. Again, the Mets lead the Pirates in Pittsburgh 3-0 in the bottom of the 4th. No score. Houston and Milwaukee at Miller Park. They're just underway. And later tonight, the Dodgers host the parent club of these Wizards, the San Diego Padres. The 0-1 to Callaspo. Slashed off to the left side foul. Strike two. In the American League Finals this afternoon at Yankee Stadium, New York blanked Toronto 4-0. A double win for the Windy City. The Cubs won at Wrigley, and the White Sox crowned the Royals this afternoon at Comiskey 8-2. And our parent club, the Anaheim Angels, bowed to Texas this afternoon at the ballpark in Arlington, 9-7 Rangers. In 10 innings, Seattle outlasted Oakland at Safeco Field. That would final 4-3 Mariners. A 1-2 pitch by Pauly sinks down and in to Alberto Callaspo. They're in the 8th inning at Fenway Park, and the Red Sox lead Tampa Bay 5-0. The 2-2 to the Kernels switch-hitting second baseman. A ground ball to second. There's Brian Bergamy on 4 hops. Throwing save! Bergamy pulled the first baseman Paul McAnulty off the bag, and the first error of this game is committed by second baseman Brian Bergamy. And now Gary Jones, the skipper of Fort Wayne, is coming out to argue with Chris Thomas. Well, it's not that Jones knows that his runner, that Callaspo is safe. He's arguing for that call back in the Fort Wayne second inning, on which Jake Mathis appeared to leave the base, but the umpire said, Chris Thomas, that Mathis' foot was on the base. So Gary Jones is trying to make his point about an earlier call. There's no doubt about it. Bergamy's throw was to the home plate side of the bag, and it pulled off Paul McAnulty. Clearly an error by Bergamy, his 4th of the year, and Gary Jones now walking back into the Wizard third base dugout. They're in the 6th inning in Oakland. Well, we'll have to wait on that. We've got to score Cleveland and Baltimore. And I've got Baltimore playing in Oakland, so I think I'm wrong on that. I think Mike's got it right, so we'll check on that in a little bit. Cleveland is leading Baltimore 3-2. Yeah, that's the right score, exactly. At Jacobs Field, Cleveland in the 6th inning leads Baltimore 3-2. All of those scores brought to you by State Farm Insurance agents Gary Schubat, Al Shetler, Lanny Peterson, and Dale Thompson on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. And we thank Mike Kuhlbeck for bringing us up to speed. A strike is called to Jared Abruzzo. He dumped a single in front of the left fielder L.J. Birnbaum his first time up. We're in the bottom of the third. It's 2-1 Kernels. Kayaspo with a short lead, not running, as a curveball is in there at the knees. Strike 2 to Jared. He walks out of the box. One of the fans down below yells, "That was a makeup call." Boy, these fans don't miss a thing. They don't miss a thing. A throw to first, and then, well, not a throw. I looked up, and there was David Pauly dancing behind the mound, threatening to throw to first, but he did not unload. And as a result, Kayaspo leads off the bag once again. Jared swings and misses on a good changeup, and that's the 4th strikeout in the early going for the Fort Wayne right-hander, David Pauly. He got Abruzzo to chase a pitch down and away, a good changeup for strike 3 swinging. Our first noon game of the year, and you know how popular those are. We have 5 of them for you this season, and the first one is the last day in April, April 30th. A noon start here against Peoria. There's a pitch in the dirt. The catcher can't find it. Kayaspo rounds second, and he holds on as the catcher struggles. Andres Pagani finally found it near the Fort Wayne on-deck circle, and Alberto Kayaspo holds at second. That's a wild pitch all the way. A slider in the dirt that Alex Dvorsky waved at for strike 1. Boy, oh boy, had Kayaspo known that the catcher was having that much trouble finding it, I think he'd have been on third base. But Alberto had to hold at second, and now an RBI chance for Alex Dvorsky. 1 or 2 out in the Kernel third, 2-1 Kernels. Alex grounded out to short his first time up, and a good-looking bender, a curve, swing and a miss by Dvorsky. It's 0-2 to Alex. Big lead at second by Kayaspo. Pauly checks Alberto at second, delivers, and Alex Dvorsky mashes a curveball foul. Just got a piece of it, rolls it off the railing of the third base Fort Wayne dugout. Well, the White Sox kind of took some air out of the sails of the Royals. The Royals still off to a terrific start, but the White Sox cooled them off a little bit at Comiskey. Another 0-2 to Alex. Swing and a miss, a pitch in the dirt. The ball pops in front of the plate, and Pagan throws to first to get Alex Dvorsky and complete yet another strikeout of a Kernel by David Pauly. Pauly struck out the side with the play going 2-3 to complete the strikeout. So the Wizard right-hander pitches around an error by his second baseman. No runs in the third for the Kernels. There were no hits, 1 Wizard error, and the Kernels leave a runner, their third stranded of the night. We go to the top of the fourth. It is the Kernels leading Fort Wayne 2-1.
I cannot face anyone but me. Baby, can't you see I know what's right for me? Don't tell me wrong from right. I know just what I like. Yeah, call me crazy, I don't care. Come feel the joy all around each generation. It's time they got their own understanding. Come to shout it out. It's that joy of
Save money by taking the bus to work. By riding the city bus, you could say goodbye to gas and car maintenance costs. Studies show that transportation is second only to housing when it comes to household expenses. Five Seasons Transportation and Parking wants to help your bottom line. We provide bus service to the metro area for the cost of a 75-cent fare. Compare that to your daily gas and parking expenses. Monthly and 10-punch bus passes are also available. For more information, call 286-5573 or visit our website at www.crbus-parking.org.
Oh, let's face it, there are no guarantees in life, except maybe for a lemon or two coming your way just when you need 'em least. Question is, what are you going to do with those lemons? Well, some folks make lemonade. You know the ones I mean. No matter how bad things get, they insist on counting their blessings, and then figure out a way to make those blessings count. And not just for themselves, either. Somehow, everyone around them gets a taste of that lemonade, too.
Just a little food for thought and action from the people of the United Methodist Church.
L.J. Birnbaum, he flew out to center his first time up to end the Fort Wayne first inning. 2-1 Kernels. As Brett Cimarelli is working on 5 in a row. He's set down 5 straight. Ball 1 is down and into Birnbaum. Yes, those noon starts are so popular. And our first one is Wednesday, April 30th, here at home against Peoria. Here's a pitch hammered foul into the Kernel bullpen. Hit like a bullet, and it's 1-2 to Birnbaum. Kernel started play tonight in the midst of a 5-game winning streak, 6-1 on the homestand, 8-5. Good enough for third place in the Western Division first half standings. We're 3 games back of the front-running Chiefs. A hard hit ball to second. Alberto Callaspo one-hands it and lobs to first to get the batter. L.J. Birnbaum stroked it hard on the ground, but right at Callaspo, and that is now 6 straight retired by Brett. This Fort Wayne Ball Club is ranked 5th in the league in hitting. They're batting .254 as a team. They've hit 2 home runs. The Kernels, with their 13th of this homestand, the David Gates 2-run blast in the second, have now hit 14 home runs in 13 games. Josh Trenum walked and scored the game's first run in the second inning. He takes a pitch high, 1-0 as Brett brings another one home, and he fires a strike called on the outside corner. Much more pleasant here tonight, although still plenty cool than it was last night. For one thing, the wind is not nearly as ferocious, and it's blowing from left to right rather than straight in. A slider dips low to the batter. Tranum, a left-handed hitter, steps out. Fort Wayne in their gray road uniforms with blue sleeves, blue numbers trimmed in green. And a chopper foul just beyond the Kernel first base dugout. Ron Pline, the Kernel equipment manager, scampers after it. The Roadrunner. Hey, a kid's ready to celebrate his birthday thanks to Dairy Queen. The Kinch Donathan First Avenue Dairy Queen down below, a frozen DQ cake ready to be cut into. Brett's 2-2. A bouncer to first. Jake Mathis on a tough in-between hop down on both knees to trap it, then makes the play himself to retire Josh Tranum. Jake Mathis shining with the mid at first base. That tough in-between hop tends to eat a lot of guys alive, and Jake did the right thing. He stayed down on it, and he got that tough in-between hop and made it to the base well ahead of the batter. 2 gone and 7 in a row retired by Cimarelli. His breaking pitch, swing and a miss. Steve Baker in the hole 0-1. Baker was plunked in the hindside his first time up from the first pitch he saw from the Kernel right-hander. Brett is on a roll. He fires inside for ball 1. Kernel outfield plays this hitter, Steve Baker, slightly to pull. Steve with a slightly open stance, cocks his elbow high, pointing it towards the screen, and that's where he sends the pitch high over the screen onto the grandstand roof. It's 1-2 to Steve Baker. 2-1 Kernels as Fort Wayne bats in the top of the 4th. Brett Cimarelli working on a streak of 7 in a row. The 1-2 to Baker, a curve, and that one's dribbled foul to the on-deck hitter, Paul McAnulty. Yeah, Cincinnati's a great baseball town, much like St. Louis, the area I grew up in. I'll tell you, those Red fans are going to become very impatient if Cincinnati's woes continue. Strike 3 called, a bender, a hook, a yellowhammer. A curve, strike 3 called to Steve Baker, and that for Brett Cimarelli is 8 in a row, and it's his second strikeout of the evening. Brett Cimarelli has looked terrific in the last 2+ innings. He mows down the heart of the Fort Wayne order in the top of the 4th inning. Kernels come to bat in the home half of the 4th, holding a 2-1 edge over the Wizards.
Hi, folks. This is Larry King. So you want to stay healthy, right? Well, to do that, it helps to eat at least 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. But did you know that just 1 6-ounce glass of Welch's 100% grape juice counts as a whole serving of fruit? And it's loaded with antioxidant power. In fact, to get the antioxidant power of 1 6-ounce glass of Welch's purple grape juice, you'd need to eat at least 9 bananas, 17 tomatoes, or 82, you heard right, 82 celery stalks. Well, I don't know about you, but I would much rather have a glass of Welch's purple grape juice. It tastes great, and it's good for you.
It's a fast-paced world. Things change at the speed of sound, yet some things never change, like your desire to deal with a solid, dependable car dealer. Zimmerman Ford has been around for 31 years. They still deal with a handshake and a promise to be there after the sale with quality service. Zimmerman Ford Town is Eastern Iowa's largest volume Ford dealer, and you don't get that way without being rock solid. Check them out on the web at FordTownUSA.com or in person on First Avenue in Cedar Rapids. Ford, BMW, Hyundai, and Mitsubishi at Zimmerman Ford Town.
When it comes to life insurance, think ahead. Think about planning for your family's future with Farm Bureau Financial Services. Joy Safi in Cedar Rapids can help you determine what coverage is right for you and your family. When so much in life is beyond your control, aren't you glad life insurance isn't? For your family's future, think about life insurance from Joy Safi in Cedar Rapids. Farm Bureau Financial Services, more than you think. Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, West Des Moines, Iowa.
Well, after we noted that Dairy Queen frozen birthday cake and a youngster celebrating his birthday this evening at the ballpark, a big Colonel happy birthday to just a wonderful fellow that we've gotten to know over the years. He and his late wife Bonnie hosting Colonel players throughout the year. Starting back in 1996, Mark Harriger was a Colonel that was hosted by the family of Ron Teege. Happy birthday to host family father Ron Teege. Ron's 68 years old, and Sergio Contreras is struck on an 0-1 pitch in the lower ankle. Sergio is aboard. Now, when he walked to lead off the second, he wound up scoring on the David Gates 2-run blast inside the left field foul pole. So Sergio is on as the leadoff man for the second straight time in this game, and here's David Gates again. A happy birthday to host family father Ron Teege. 68 years old. Ron, we sure are appreciative of all the wonderful things you and your daughter Cindy Carpenter and granddaughter Lindsay and son-in-law Dan Carpenter do, as well as hosting this batter, David Gates. Here's a line shot, lashed into right field. That's a base hit. Sergio Contreras holds it second as a strong throw is heaved in by Steve Baker, the right fielder. David Gates, a 2-run homer, and now lacing one into right, his second straight hit of the night. And the Kernels are making some noise, trying to add to their 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Yeah, you won't find a more kind-hearted and sincere man than Ron Teege. And it's Ron's birthday today. He's celebrating his 68th here at the ballpark with his family. Happy birthday, Colonel host family father Ron Teege. Will Jake Mathis be bunting? The Wizards think he is. They're squeezing him on the corners. He's not bunting as a big roundhouse curve from David Pauly sails high and outside. Ball 1 to Jake. A left-hander is on his feet throwing for Fort Wayne. And that southpaw just started to throw, Tom Tapari. A line shot and it dumps into left field for a base hit. Contreras will be thrown out at third. I think he is out at third. Sergio did not read that ball right off the bat, and he's thrown out at third by the left fielder. Well, Sergio Contreras thought the left fielder, L.J. Birnbaum, might catch that ball, and as a result, Birnbaum fielded the base hit by Mathis, and he's thrown out. That play went 7-5. And I'm not sure if Mathis will be credited with the base hit or not. The bases should be loaded with nobody out. Instead, first and second with one out, as Sergio Contreras was either duped by the shortstop Luis Cruz or the body language of the left fielder L.J. Birnbaum fooled him. A broken bat looper into shallow left was a base hit by Mathis, but it turns into a force out. And Jake will not be credited with the hit. Bashing one foul over the Plaza section is Justin Hancock, strike one. So Mathis reaches on a fielder's choice, which should have been a broken bat single into left. But Sergio Contreras unable to read the ball off the bat, or somebody on that Fort Wayne left side deked or fooled Sergio Contreras, a force out at third. Ball one in the dirt to Justin Hancock. Justin walked his first time up. First and second, one out. Hancock looking for his first RBI of the year. Hey, thanks to Travis Hergert, our assistant food and beverage manager, we report that we have a special going on. Krispy Kreme donuts, 2 for $1.50 tonight, 4 for $2.50. Ball, a strike at the knees. A delayed call by Chris Bakke. And tonight, 2 Krispy Kreme donuts with hot chocolate or coffee, only $2.50. Tonight, 4 Krispy Kreme donuts with hot chocolate or coffee for only $3.50. Man, Travis, bring me up that first special, will you? 2 Krispy Kreme. A bouncer over the hill, and the second baseman charges, throws out at first. Wow, Brian Bergamy had to come in far in behind the mound, and he made a whale of a play on a little tap over the pitcher's head by Justin Hancock. David Gates for third, Jake Mathis up for second, and Hancock was thrown out. The play went 4-3. A little tap over the pitcher's head. It had trouble written all over it, and Brian Bergamy came to the rescue from his second base position. Boy, could I use 2 Krispy Kreme donuts with a hot chocolate, and I'd gladly pay $2.50. That is some special here tonight. A breaking pitch, a beauty, a strike to Rancel. Melgarejo singled in the first and grounded into an around-the-horn double play in the second. Second and third, 2 gone in the Kernel fourth, 2-1 Kernels. The 0-1 to Rancel. Another bender, another strike. Wow. Tip your cap to David Pauly. He has thrown 2 sharp breaking pitches for strikes. Melgarejo using a new bat, a black lacquer bat at the plate, hoping to draw some thunder out of it with runners in scoring position. Another breaking ball, this one low for ball 1. That's right, tonight at the ballpark, 2 hot chocolates or coffee and 2 Krispy Kreme donuts for just $2.50. 4 Krispy Kreme donuts with hot chocolate or coffee, only $3.50. What a bargain being served up by Travis Hergert. And Dave Soper, the 2 head men on our food and beverage operation, which I've heard nothing but great things about already in the first homestand. A curve is way outside, and now the count even to the Kernel leadoff hitter, Rancel Melgarejo. Gates at third, Jake Mathis at second, 2 away, bottom of the fourth, 2-1 Kernels. The pitch. Curve, it just missed. Rancel looked like he was going to head into the Kernel dugout. I think he thought it was strike 3. Rancel wearing a pair of black batting gloves, not wearing a long sleeve shirt underneath his white home Kernel jersey. Pauly checks the runners, the 3-2. Ground ball to short. Cruz has it and delivers low, but out. What a pickup at first by Paul McAnulty to save a runner 2. Luis Cruz guns out Melgarejo from shortstop, and the Kernel fourth inning is a wash. Doggone it, we should have had the bases loaded with nobody out, but a base running gaffe cost the Kernels no runs in the Kernel fourth. A hit batter, 1 Kernel hit. There were no Fort Wayne errors, and the Kernels leave a pair. We've now stranded 5 runners in 4 at-bats. Back to the hill is Brett Cimarelli. He's retired. 8 straight Wizards. We go to the top of the 5th, and the Kernels on top of Fort Wayne, 2-1.
When we met, it's forget we would never forget the Ojanos. Now it's where mi amore and I dine in. We carry out the lunch and the dinner all the time for lasagna, ravioli, mandacati, cannelloni, tortellini, or try their delicious salads and sub sandwiches too. The Ojanos is the hometown taste of Italy. For your next meal with friends and a family, remember the Ojanos with 5 convenient locations for the pasta that makes you sing.
Brett Cimarelli, Colonel right-hander, is ready to go, and Paul McAnulty swats the first pitch into the screen foul. Strike one. We're in the top of the fifth, a tight, low-scoring game so far on a cool Thursday evening with an impressive crowd on hand here. 2-1 Kernels. Fort Wayne has had base runners in the first and second innings. In fact, they loaded the bases with nobody out in the second, but scored only one run, and Brett has yet to give up a hit. Here's a ground ball to Jake Mathis. He's been busy at first, and the sharply hit grounder is fielded by Jake Mathis, and Paul McAnulty is retired on a ground ball to first. The Kernels are proud to bring you our Colonel Did You Know question. The Colonel's proud to present the Colonel Did You Know question during the middle innings of all of our home and road broadcasts. And before we get to it, we welcome a very long-lost friend. We haven't seen Bud Curran up here in a while, and Bud is wearing his Anaheim Angel jacket and his World Championship Angel black cap. It's great that Bud has sought refuge here in the warmth of the broadcast booth. Hall of Famer Bud Curran taking the action in. A swing and a miss on an 0-1 pitch, and John DeBetta's in the hole, 0-2. Hey, Brett Cimarelli is now set down 9 straight Wizards. 9 in a row for the Colonel right-hander. DeBetta, a right-handed batter. Pops it up. That should be easy for who? For who? Jake Mathis. Oh, no! Oh, no! Jake Mathis got clipped by the base runner, and the ball fell. That should be interference and an out. Jake Mathis in foul ground tried to catch a pop-up, and DeBetta mowed right over him. I'm surprised Jake didn't break his hand or his wrist, and another argument's going to ensue. A high pop foul on the right side of the Colonel infield. John DeBetta clipped Jake Mathis. He ran right into him and knocked his glove off. Abruzzo couldn't recover the ball. And Bud Curran's right. That batter should have gone down the baseline. Now the manager, Gary Jones, for the third time tonight, is arguing with the umpiring crew. DeBetta is out, or should be out. Now he's picking up his bat. That should be the second out of the inning. And a foul out by John DeBetta. Credit Jake Mathis with the putout on the foul pop. It was going to be a struggle between the catcher Abruzzo, the pitcher Cimarelli, and the first baseman Mathis, but then Jake got things under control. He called it. He was about ready to catch it, and the batter plowed into him. Knocked his glove off. Jake was a bit shaken up at first, and DeBetta is out on a foul pop, as he should be. Well, you come to the ballpark every night and you see something new that you've never seen before. I haven't seen that in my 8 years home and away calling Colonel games. Of foul pop and interference charge to the batter. John DeBetta is out, and record the pop-out, foul-out. A high fly ball to center. Ransell has his wings spread, saying, I got it. And in straightaway center, Andres Pagan's drive is caught And that's 11 in a row retired by Brett Cimarelli. 11 straight recorded down in order by the Colonel right-hander. We'll get to our Colonel Did You Know question as the action was wild and woolly here in the Fort Wayne 5th inning. But for the 3rd inning in a row, Brett Cimarelli retires the Wizards in order. The Colonels come to bat in the bottom of the 5th, still leading Fort Wayne 2-1.
What can I help you with here at Big Time Motors?
Well, I'm looking for a used car. I like this one. What's the price?
Listen, lady, I don't sell prices. I sell cars. But I guess if you must know, it's this.
Wow. That's $2,000 more than the one low price on the exact same car at Randy Keel Honda. And I didn't even have to ask them. Randy Keel has the prices posted for every car on their lot.
Well, we've got the best service department to stand behind our vehicles.
Really? Randy Keel showed me they're number 1 in service and sales customer satisfaction. How do you know yours is the best?
My manager told me.
Thanks, but I think I'm going back to Randy Keel Honda to get the best price and the best service.
But I could throw in a free air freshener to put over the rearview mirror.
Nice try.
Randy Keel Honda understands what you need when you're looking for a new or used car. They post their prices clearly, so you don't have to guess, and they'll never pressure you. That's why they're number 1 in service and sales customer satisfaction. And they just won the President's Award from American Honda. Come find out for yourself. Randy Keel Honda is on Center Point Road in Cedar Rapids, or you can visit them at randykeel.com.
With spring weather here, well, summer is allegedly following. Well, time to call the A-Team at Ahern Plumbing and Heating. The A-Team will check your cooling system to be sure it's working right. Of course, if your heating system is acting up too, and you're still going to need that for a few weeks, the experts at Ahern will come to your rescue 24 hours a day. So call the A-Team at 393-4872 and have your heating and cooling system checked up. 393-4872 for the A-Team at Ahern Plumbing and Heating.
A new pitcher takes over for Fort Wayne. It's Tom Lipari. Lipari, a left-hander, 6'5", 180. And he lives in Omaha, so he's a Midwesterner. He went to New Orleans, the University of New Orleans, for his college. Signed as a non-drafted free agent by the Padres last year. Tom Lipari, Lipari. David Pauly went 4 innings for the Wizards, gave the Kernels 2 runs on 4 hits, struck out 5 Kernels, walked 2, and hit a batter. And this crowd is still buzzing over that collision between John DeBetta and Jake Mathis in the top of this 5th inning. 2-1 Kernels. If you're just joining us, DeBetta lifted a high pop foul outside of first, about 30 feet up the line. Here's a bunt attempt on a high fastball, and bunting it into the Colonel dugout is Eric Ibar. He's batting right-handed for the first time tonight. DeBetta's foul pop was just about to be snagged on the grass outside the dirt base path by Mathis, and DeBetta ran into Jake and knocked his glove off, knocked Jake backwards. Here's a ground ball base hit past the diving third baseman, John DeBetta, and that hit for Eric Ibar is the 5th Colonel hit of the night, and it's Eric's first base hit as he grounded one sharply to the left of the diving third baseman, DeBetta. 1 on, 1 out for Alberto Callaspo. I would think the Colonels might do some running here. Our Colonel Did You Know question, and remember, the Kernels play their first noon game of the year on Wednesday, April 30th. For Colonel tickets, call 896-7560 or visit our website at www.kernels.com. Swing and a miss by Alberto Callaspo, a high changeup from Tom Lipari, the 6'5" lefty. Our Colonel Did You Know question. Did you know that Babe Ruth went out with a bang? May 25th, 1935, the last day of... Here's a high fly ball lofted into left center, converging are Beerbaum and Jones, and it's L.J. Beerbaum, the left fielder, who makes the grab for the first out of the Colonel 5th, back to first, Ibar. Did you know that in his last game ever, Babe Ruth, May 25th, 1935, he was 40 years old, playing with the Boston Braves, not the Yankees. Babe Ruth clouded 3 home runs in his last big league game ever, May 25th, 1935. He hit 3 home runs in Forbes Field. Remember, Boston, the Braves at least, were a National League team. So there was Babe Ruth playing in his last big league game ever at Forbes Field, and he belted 3 home runs at age 40 in his last game. And his last home run ever, the first ball ever hit out of Forbes Field in Pittsburgh. It was estimated to have been hit 600 feet. Now, I have a little bit of trouble believing that, but because Babe Ruth's career is full of legendary lore. But, hey, if they said the Babe hit it 600 feet, who am I to argue? He probably did. A pitch high. Now a strike called to Abruzzo. A snap throw to first by the catcher, Andres Pagan, and Ibar scooted back in safely. The first inning of work for Tom Lipari, Lipari, from Omaha, Nebraska. And he's every bit of 6'5" tall. He looks more like 6'8". Swing and a miss, a fastball. Abruzzo batting right-handed for the first time tonight is in the hole, 1-2. 2-1 Kernels. Bottom of the fifth inning. Brett Cimarelli has set down 11 straight Wizards and hasn't given up a hit in his 5 innings. There goes the runner, and a high pop-up. It'll be, nobody can find it. DeBetta, the third baseman, he can't find it, and it falls. It falls, and Abruzzo given a life. Bud Kern and I share a chuckle because it was that batter, DeBetta, the third baseman, who rammed into Jake Mathis, and so he gets a little taste of his own medicine. He lost that pop-up. Actually, it was probably more suited for the catcher to try to make a play on, but Andres Pagan couldn't find it. And in that misplayed pop-up, no error charged, Abruzzo gets a life. The Wizards let that one fall because the catcher couldn't find it. There goes the runner. Swing and a tip. Oh, a tip foul, and that one really stung Andres Pagan. He's writhing in pain, and the plate umpire does him a favor. The home plate umpire walks the ball out to the mound, and Andres Pagan will try to put himself back together. Andres Pagan is okay now. I think that ball struck him in the left shoulder. And Abruzzo, still sporting that stocking cap underneath his blue batting helmet, waves the black stick over the plate. The lefties 1-2 instead of throw to first, and Ibar back safely. Yes, the Colonel Did You Know question, highlighting Babe Ruth's last game ever in Forbes Field as a National Leaguer with the Boston Braves. Babe hit 3 home runs. The last one ever, number 714, purportedly the first one ever hit out of Forbes Field. It went 600 feet. Boy, I didn't know Babe Ruth played until he was 40 years old. A lot of great biographies written about Babe Ruth. Uh-oh, they have the runner picked off, and the first baseman, McAnulty, throws to the shortstop, and Ibar skids into the base sliding, tagged out. A good pickoff move by Tom Lipari, and the caught stealing of Ibar went 1-3-6. 1-3-6 as the Colonel base runners picked off. 2-1 Kernels, bottom of the fifth inning. Our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question is coming up in the top of the sixth inning. The 1-2 to Jared. Low, ball 2. Tom Lipari, a left-hander, is 1-0 this year. This is his third relief outing. He started a game, and he has a 1.17 ERA. Ball 3 is low to Abruzzo. Lipari has pitched 7 2/3 innings and only allowed 1 run on 4 hits. Tom Lipari, a left-hander, on the hill in relief of the starter, David Pauly. 2 gone, nobody on for the Kernels. And the payoff to Jared. Swing and a miss, a high fastball. Abruzzo strikes out. The Kernels gone in the bottom of the fifth inning after a leadoff single from Ibar. No runs in the Colonel fifth. 1 hit, a man picked off. There were no Fort Wayne errors. The Kernels strand nobody aboard. The Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question is coming up. We go to the top of the sixth. It's still the Kernels 2 and Fort Wayne 1.
This is an emergency. This isn't. Say it's an evening or a weekend, and you have a, or perhaps even a, you don't need, but you'd rather not, for your doctor's office to open. That's when it's time to visit a Mercy Care Urgent Care Clinic. Just walk in, limp in, or even crawl in. And a Mercy Care physician will help you feel better, faster. There's a Mercy Care Urgent Care Clinic near you. Mercy Care North on Collins Road Northeast. And the new Mercy Care South on Edgewood Road Southwest. Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. and weekends 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. So, next time you have... visit a Mercy Care Urgent Care Clinic in your neighborhood.
Toyota takes another leap forward in material handling efficiency. Hub Toyota Lift would like to introduce you to the new Toyota AC electric forklift. AC technology provides unprecedented acceleration, dramatically increasing operator cycle times, thus increasing production. And because DC components are no longer needed, you will significantly lower your maintenance costs. A clean running, dependable unit is the result. Coupled with today's attractive interest rates, there's never been a better time to join Toyota's AC revolution. Contact Hub Toyota Lift in Cedar Rapids, Peoria, Des Moines, and Davenport.
Cedar Rapids Hall of Fame groundskeeper Bud Curran with an interesting question. He asked me between innings, why do I open the window? And, Bud, I've always tried to do the broadcast and feed off the fans. And if I can see and hear them, plus I also like to know what the conditions are like outside. And it's cool this evening, but a good crowd on hand here as Brett Cimarelli goes after the number 9 hitter, Luis Cruz. And Cruz sends one foul back of the plate into the sweep, strike one. Cimarelli has not around a base runner since Pat McAnulty walked back in the second inning. We're in the top of the 6th, and that means some fun with the Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question. A ground ball foul past third, just foul, strike 2 to the right-handed hitting shortstop, Luis Cruz, who flew out to right, leading off the third inning. If you've been one of our 7 Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question winners, please don't call in tonight. Certainly play along wherever you're tuned in. But we want fresh winners throughout the season. Thanks to the Springhouse, you can win a free gift certificate for $5 to the Springhouse, as well as a wooden token for a free cup of coffee at the Springhouse if you answer our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question correctly tonight. A ground ball off the end of the bat, slow roller to short, and Ibar near the bag. Sidearms are to first. 12 in a row retired by Brett Cimarelli as he got Cruz to poke it off the end of the bat. A weak roller to short. To the top of the order, Fort Wayne's Kennard Jones at the plate. He's walked and struck out tonight. 2-1 Kernels, top of the 6th. And with those simple ground rules in place, let's remind you to look for the Springhouse Family Restaurant coupons tomorrow and Saturday in the Iowa Today section of the Gazette. Ball one is low to Kennard Jones. Again, the Springhouse encourages you to look for their coupons in the Iowa. Here's a high fly ball lofted towards the Randy Keel Outfits Picnic Pavilion. Strike one down the left field line on Kennard Jones. Look for the Springhouse Family Restaurant coupons in the Iowa Today section of the Gazette tomorrow and Saturday. Some great coupon offers in the Gazette in the Iowa Today section tomorrow and Saturday from the Springhouse. Brett's 1-1 pitch is taken low and away, and it's 2-1 to Kennard Jones, the leadoff batter, with 2 men throwing in the Colonel right field bullpen. Cimarelli's fastball is just downstairs, ball 3. Our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question, and we'll give you the phone number to call after this Wizards 6th inning. Jones takes a strike. He thought he'd walked, and that's a full count now. Kennard was ready to throw the bat towards the third base dugout, and he's called back to the plate by umpire Chris Bakke. A full count now to the left-handed batting leadoff hitter, Kennard Jones. Ball 4 is outside. That's the first Fort Wayne runner since the third inning, and Brett Cimarelli's string of 12 batters in a row set down comes to an end on a 3-2 pitch outside. Here's our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question as Eric Bennett visits the Hill. This former Pirate skipper is the only National League manager to manage the same team 4 separate times. This former Pirate manager is the only National League manager to manage the same team 4 separate times. So we're looking for a National League manager who did manage the Pirates, and he did so 4 different times. That's our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question, and we'll have the phone number for you to call at the end of this top of the 6th inning. The Kernels hold a narrow 2-1 lead over the Wizards. Fort Wayne has a speedy runner at first as the tying run, Kennard Jones. The batter, Brian Bergamy. He's grounded to second. He's grounded to short. He's 0 for 2. Bergamy, a switch hitter, batting left. Hayden Glemo is one of the Colonel hurlers in the bullpen. A lefty as Cimarelli fires outside for a ball. Brian Williams, the right-hander. So Brian Williams and Hayden Glemo are warming up in the Colonel bullpen. Brett throws to first. Wild throw, and the tying run will go to second. Brett Cimarelli charged with an error as Jake Mathis retrieves it. Man, that ball was 30 feet over Jake's head. It looked like it came out of Brett's hands almost on a string. Whoops. Boy, did he really let loose with that one. And now the Wizards have the tying run at second with only one out. An error on the pitcher, Brett Cimarelli, the first Colonel error of the game. Fortunately, the runner had to hold at second, Kennard Jones. There's a strike poured in at the knees. The count even to Bergamy, 1-1. Our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question. This former Pirate skipper, the only manager in the National League to manage the same team 4 separate times. Ball 2 is upstairs, and it looks like Brett Cimarelli is a little bit out of his rhythm. I don't know if that walk upset him or that wild throw, but he's throwing with a little more of just a bit of hesitation. Ball 3 is low. He's not coming after the hitters like he was during his string of 12 in a row. He's become just a little bit timid on the mound in his approach. Now they're going to walk Bergamy, an intentional walk, and now maybe a pitching change. Yes. Todd Klaus is on the top step of the Colonel dugout, and a big hand should be given to Brett Cimarelli, who I think will be lifted here with 1 out and 2 on in the top of the 6th inning. Here comes Todd. A U.S. Cellular call to the Colonel bullpen. The U.S. Cellular call to the Colonel bullpen brought to you by U.S. Cellular. Stop by U.S. Cellular or call 1-888-BUY-USCC. That's 1-888-BUY-USCC. U.S. Cellular, we connect with you. A U.S. Cellular call to the Colonel bullpen has lefty Hayden Glemo taking over. Glemo will trot in, and let's listen to the hand, well-deserved, coming up for Brett Cimarelli. Listen to the crowd. That's a terrific hand for the Colonel starter. He's relieved here in the top of the 6th by Hayden Glemo. Colonels lead 2-1. The only scoring in this game took place in the 2nd inning. Brett Cimarelli, the departed starter, walked Josh Tranum to start the 2nd, then hit Steve Baker. Paul McAnulty then walked, and with the bases loaded and nobody out, John DeBetta delivered the only Fort Wayne run of the game, a sacrifice fly in the 2nd inning. The Colonels got a leadoff walk drawn by Sergio Contreras in the bottom of the 2nd. Then David Gates belted a home run just inside the Blimpie Subs foul pole down the left field line. Gator's 2-run homer, his 3rd of the year, gave the Colonels a 2-1 lead. No scoring since then. Hayden Glemo worked Tuesday night in the series opener, a 5-0 Colonel victory. Glemo from Auburn University, 24-year-old lefty. Enjoyed talking to him on our trip into Peoria on the dugout interview earlier in April. Hayden Glemo, G-L-I-E-M-M-O. Hayden, no record, on for the 6th time out of the Colonel bullpen, has given up 3 runs in 5 1/3 on 4 hits. He's fanned 5 men in 5 1/3, walked only 1. Hayden Glemo is on the hill for the Colonels. The Springhouse Family Restaurant has a Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question out there for you. Remember to look for the Springhouse's coupons in the Iowa Today section, in the Gazette tomorrow and Saturday. Our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question: this former Pirate manager, the only National League skipper to manage the same team 4 separate times. We'll give you the phone number to call after this Glemo would love a double play, strikeout, or pop-up. L.J. Birnbaum wants to tie the game or put the Wizards ahead. A light breeze continues to ruffle Old Glory above the 403 mark. It's blowing from left to right. The Kernels have turned one double play tonight. Glemo has fallen behind the lefty, 1-0. A tap foul and toward the Kernel first base dugout evens the count to L.J. Birnbaum. He flew out to center in the first. He grounded out to second in the fourth. Kernels have still out-hit the Wizards 5-0, but only lead them 2-1. Brett Cimarelli can win this game, and it's yet to be determined if he could be hung with a loss. Let's hope not. Glemo's pitch in the dirt, and what a block by Abruzzo to hold the runners at first and second. Brett Cimarelli went 5 1/3 tonight, and this is his third start of the year. And so far, Brett has given up just one run. He did allow no hits in 5 1/3. He walked 4. Check that. He walked 5, and he hit a batter. We'll give you his strikeout total in a moment. The 2-1 to the left-handed batter, Birnbaum. Low and away, ball 3 from Hayden Glemo. Brett Cimarelli fanned 2 Wizards in his 5 1/3. He had his string of 12 straight retired earlier in this inning when he lost Kennard Jones on a 3-2 pitch. Then after a wild throw to first from Cimarelli, on which Kennard went to second, Bergamy was walked intentionally. In came Glemo, the 3-1. Low, ball 4. They're loaded up for Josh Tranum. Well, Hayden lost the left-handed batter. They're loaded up with only one out, as Fort Wayne has a great chance now to tie it or take the lead. The double play is still in order for the Kernels. The double play is still in order for the Kernels as Josh Tranum bats. Tranum's a left-handed batter. He walked and scored the Wizard only run of this game back in the second inning. Hayden Glemo, in relief of Brett Cimarelli, has issued a walk to load the bases. Jones at third, Bergamy at second, Birnbaum at first. Strike called, a slider on the outside corner to Tranum. You're tuned to The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, KCRG, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Top of the sixth inning, 2-1 Kernels, sacks full of Wizards. Strike 2 called, a blistering fastball on the outside corner from the Kernel lefty, as Aaron Williams continues to throw in the right field Kernel bullpen. Excuse me, not Aaron Williams, Brian Williams. Will Hayden come right after the slugging? Josh Tranum, the Fort Wayne cleanup batter. Well, he tantalized him with a curveball in the dirt and a good block by Abruzzo. Boy, you have to hand it to the Kernel fans tonight. It's probably in the mid-40s now with that breeze picking up, blowing left to right, but we have a good turnout here on a chilly Thursday evening. We'll have a big crowd tomorrow night. A pitch squibbed foul literally off the very end of the bat, and I think Josh Tranum, yes, he's returning to the dugout. He broke his bat. He's pounding it with his palm to see where he broke it. Now he's showing it to his teammate, on-deck hitter Steve Baker, and well, I guess Baker said it's not broken. Isn't he using the same bat, Bud? I don't think he ever exchanged bats, did he, Alan? He just showed his teammate and said, "What do you think?" And I guess Baker gave it his stamp of approval because he's back in there. He adjusts his batting gloves. 2-1 Kernels, top of the sixth inning, bases loaded with Wizards. The Kernel lefty from the full wind, the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Hayden Glemo got Josh Tranum on some sort of changeup or off-speed delivery, and Tranum is gone on strikes, 2 away here in the sixth inning. Bases loaded, Steve Baker at the plate. If Glemo can get Baker, the Kernels will have the momentum in this game. Strike 1 called, a fastball, and the crowd's behind Hayden Glemo. You can hear him cheering. We'll get to our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question calls after this 6th inning unfolds down below. Baker takes outside. What a stop again by Abruzzo. Boy, Jared's bouncing around back there like a cat. Brian Williams continues to throw in the Colonel right field bullpen. Bases loaded. 2 out. 2-1 Kernels, top of the 6th. The Wizard right-handed batter waits for the 1-1. Change up, swing and a miss, strike 2. Hayden Glemo threw that one up there. It looked like about 60 miles an hour, and he had Baker way out on his front foot. Strike 2. Now what will Glemo bring? Boy, that Hayden Glemo is cagey, shifty, crafty, whatever you want to call him. He tries to keep those batters fooled. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. Got him swinging. We're out of the inning. Hayden Glemo came in, walked the first batter he faced to load the bases, but then struck out the cleanup man Tranum and Steve Baker, and the Colonels still have the lead. What a job by Hayden Glemo. In the 6th inning for Fort Wayne, no runs, no hits, 3 walks, 1 Colonel error. The Wizards leave the bases loaded. They've stranded 4. The number to call for our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question, 896-7615. 896-7615. 896-7615. We go to the Colonel's 6th inning, and the Colonels still cling to a 2-1 lead over the Wizards.
You save big money, when you shop Menards.
Get huge lawn and garden savings at Menards. Spruce up around plants and shrubs with decorative river rock. On sale for just $1.69 a bag. Stop crabgrass before it starts with premium crabgrass preventer, only $7.97. Premium lawn food fertilizer is just $10.97 a bag. Apply grass seed and fertilizer with a drop or broadcast lawn spreader, only $16.87 each. Save big on spring yard cleanup supplies at Menards. A cushion grip shovel, garden hoe, or bow rake are just $7.88. A Black & Decker electric trimmer edger is only $34.93. And Menards has great deals on Easter candy and decorations. Easter lilies are just $4.96 each. Hurry for best selection and enter to win a BMW convertible. See store for details. For a beautiful lawn and garden, shop Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Hot deals today, cool and quiet tomorrow on Dave Lennox Signature Collection Equipment at Banks Heating and Air Conditioning, your local Lennox dealer, where right now you can get up to a $1,000 rebate on qualifying equipment. So call Banks Heating and Air Conditioning today at 854-6945 and ask about the Dave Lennox Signature Equipment. That's Banks Heating and Air Conditioning at 854-6945. Lennox dealers include independently owned and operated businesses. Lennox, a better place.
Well, I said earlier that Travis Hergert, our assistant director of concessions and beverage, had a great offer, and I told you about it. Alex Dvorsky fouls one down the third baseline, strike 1. Now Alex is swinging a miss, strike 2. I just can't restrain myself from that 2 Krispy Kreme donuts with a hot chocolate for $2.50. And Alan Bernard, our director of stadium operations, kind enough to offer to maybe see if that special's still going, Alan. Swing and a miss by Alex Dvorsky, and he's gone on strikes, 1 away in the Colonel's 6th inning. Hey, we have a winner to congratulate in our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question. Remember, Colonel fans, check out tomorrow in Saturday's Gazette, the Iowa Today section. Look for the coupons from the Springhouse in tomorrow's Iowa Today section and Saturday's Iowa Today section of the Gazette. A strike is in to Sergio Contreras. Sergio walked and scored in the 2nd, was hit by a pitch leading off the 4th. The lefty's pitch hammered to first, a one-hop shot, and it's nabbed by Paul McAnulty. He steps on the base. Quickly 2 gone here in the Colonel's 6th inning. Our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question asks you to identify the former Pirate skipper who's the only National League manager to manage the same team 4 separate times. And Wes Merriman, a good friend of the Colonel's, a ticket plan holder. Wes Merriman of DAD Manufacturing identified the former great Pirate manager Danny Murtaugh, as the only National League manager to manage the same team 4 separate times. Congratulations, Wes. Wes Merriman, a great Kernel fan, tuned in tonight. Wes has earned himself a $5 gift certificate from the Spring House, as well as a wooden token good for a free cup of coffee at the Spring House. Danny Murtaugh 4 times managed the Pirates, and he managed them to the World Championship in 1960 and 1971. Ryan Hancock, or David Gates, chips one foul, now takes a pitch low from lefty Tom Lipari. Boy, Lipari's been tough in relief. He's struck out 2 already. Strike 2 called to David Gates. Danny Murtaugh, the answer to our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question, managed Pittsburgh 4 different times, the only National League manager to ever do that, and Wes Merriman knew that. A high pop-up towards the middle of the diamond. Should be the 3rd out of the inning. The second baseman, Brian Bergamy, drops it, and into second, David Gates. David Gates is at second because he ran hard out of the box. Brian Bergamy, backing up in his second base position, dropped that pop-up, and let's see the Kernels. Let's see if the Kernels can make the Wizards pay for that error. Every now and then at this level of professional baseball, with these guys learning in their first, second, or third years, you're going to have a pop-up dropped, and that's what happened to Brian Bergamy as he dropped the David Gates pop-up for an error. Now, can Jake Mathis come through? A curve from the lefty, a strike to Jake. Well, here are the 3 men that Danny Murtaugh managed the Pirates from 1957 to 64. Remember, he was the skipper when Bill Mazeroski beat the Yankees in 1960 at Forbes Field with the home run. Strike 2 called to Jake Mathis. Well, then, Danny Murtaugh then succeeded the following men, taking over as manager 3 times for the Pirates. In 1967, he succeeded Harry Walker at the helm, and he replaced Larry Shepard at the helm in 1970, and then Bill Verdon was fired by Pittsburgh, and in came Danny Murtaugh for a record 4-time manager. A pop foul just to our left by Jake. He stays alive, 0-2. So the 3 men that Danny Murtaugh replaced during his 4 different stints managing Pittsburgh: Harry Walker, Larry Shepard, Bill Verdon. I forgot to look up who he succeeded in 1957, but Wes Merriman probably knows that too. David Gates at second, the 0-2 to Jake from Lipari. Popped foul right over our heads as Jake battles this left-hander. 2-1 Kernels, bottom of the 7th. Danny Murtaugh led Pittsburgh to World Series championships in 1960 and in 1971. People forget about that 71 Pittsburgh club that beat Baltimore. Swing and a miss by Jake. Strike 3, the inning over. Jake Mathis down on strikes, but the inning's over. And in the 6th for the Kernels, no runs, no hits, 1 Wizard error, their second of the game. The Kernels strand 1 and have left 6 men on in 6 innings. Well, who's going to win this one? Can the Kernels keep their 5-game winning streak intact? We'll find out as we head to the 7th inning. The Kernels 2, Fort Wayne 1.
Here's a reminder for Cedar Rapids residents. The city's annual bulky item cleanup starts April 14th. Be sure you read the orange flyer you received in the mail recently as you get your bulky items ready for collection. That flyer provides you with a list of the specific bulky items that will be collected, as well as other guidelines that apply to this spring's bulky item collection program. Your friends at Cedar Rapids Solid Waste and Recycling thank you for helping to make the bulky item collection a success.
Looking for a sure way to bring your daughter or son the thrill of a lifetime? Then visit Taco Bell and register them for a chance to be drawn as a Taco Bell Baseball Buddy. As a Taco Bell Baseball Buddy, your child will receive a Taco Bell Baseball Buddy t-shirt, collect autographs from the Kernels, and take the field with the Kernel player for the national anthem. Being a Taco Bell Baseball Buddy will provide your kid with an unforgettable feeling of excitement. All it takes is a visit to Taco Bell.
When you need group transportation, there is only one name you need to remember: That name is Tri-State Travel, transportation provider for the Cedar Rapids Kernels and hundreds of other schools, organizations, and associations in the Cedar Rapids, Iowa City, and Waterloo area. Check our unblemished safety record, compare our pricing, and then climb aboard one of Tri-State Travel's modern deluxe motor coaches and experience our award-winning service. Tri-State Travel, the leader in motor coach group transportation.
Limo, in relief of Brett Cimarelli, turned back a big Fort Wayne threat in the top of the sixth. Hayden will start action here on the mound for the Kernels in the seventh, and it's 2-1 Kernels. Paul McAnulty, the number 6 hitter, has walked tonight, grounded out to first, leading off the fifth inning. He's first up here in the seventh. He's using a new bat, a rust-colored War Club, to face lefty Hayden Glemo. The line is final now on Brett Cimarelli, and what a good outing he had. Pumping one in the air foul right over our head. Strike one is McAnulty. Brett Cimarelli, 5 1/3 innings, 1 run, no hits, 2 strikeouts, 5 walks, 1 hit batter, and he committed an error. But a very, very encouraging start for Brett Cimarelli as he mowed down 12 Wizards in a row during his start. Hammering one foul off the base of the backstop is strike 2 to Paul McAnulty. Kernels in their white home uniforms with red numbers, red letters on the front, red socks, blue caps with red bills. Brian Williams, boy, he's worked out a lot tonight. He's still throwing in that Kernel left field bullpen, or right field bullpen. Brian Williams, a right-hander. Glemo's 0-2 pitch. Deep drive to right, and that will be extra bases. Back to get it Contreras off the wall, and going to second is McAnulty with a scorching double. A screaming double off the bat of Paul McAnulty, and Fort Wayne has the tying run at second with nobody out here in the top of the seventh. Boy, Paul McAnulty hit a screaming line drive, and that will put an end to Hayden Glemo's relief stint. Hayden Glemo will be lifted here in the top of the seventh, having yielded a leadoff double to the left-handed batter. A U.S. Cellular call to the Kernel bullpen brought to you by U.S. Cellular. Stop by U.S. Cellular or call 1-888-1888-BY-USCC. U.S. Cellular, we connect with you. Now, wait a minute. Maybe we're not going to. Yes, we are. Here's the U.S. Cellular call to the Kernel bullpen. Brian Williams, who's been warming up for a good amount of time, is coming on to replace Hayden Glemo. Brian Williams last worked Saturday here at home in a Kernel loss to Quad City. Brian went an inning and a third, yielded 1 run on 1 hit, struck out 1, walked 1. Brian Williams, a 23-year-old right-hander from Jacksonville University in Florida, is now taking over on the hill. Well, Alan Bernard has helped me cash in on that concession special, and Alan, it looks like you're going to join me, aren't you? Well, I'll tell you what, 2 Krispy Kreme donuts and a hot chocolate for just $2.50 is a real bargain here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium, and I know I'm really going to appreciate it between innings. Let's see if the Kernels can hold on to the lead here. Hayden Glemo went 2/3 of an inning. So far, he's given up no runs. 1 hit, that double by McAnulty to lead off the seventh for Fort Wayne, their first hit of the game. Hayden Glemo struck out a pair. He walked 1. And Hayden Glemo gives way to Kernel right-hander Brian Williams. We have a second, so thanks to State Farm Insurance agents Gary Schubat, Al Shetler, Lanny Peterson, and Dale Thompson. A look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Finals from this afternoon, American League. In the Bronx, the Yankees whitewashed the Blue Jays 4-0. Our parent club, the 2002 World Series champion Angels, bowed to Texas in the Lone Star State today, 9-7 Rangers. The White Sox drubbed the Royals 8-2 at Comiskey this afternoon, and in 10 innings at Safeco Field in Seattle, the Mariners edged Oakland 4-3. National League State Farm Major League scoreboard this afternoon at Wrigley. The Cubs dismantled Cincinnati 16-3. And in Philadelphia, the Marlins upended the Phils 7-3. Ball 1 is high from Brian Williams to John DeBetta. DeBetta has driven in the only run for Fort Wayne tonight. A sacrifice fly in the second. Tying run at second for the Wizards. Nobody out in the seventh. Ball 2 is high from Brian Williams. Man, when you've got a cold and sore throat, water, hot chocolate, chicken soup, they all help. They all help soothe that throat. There's a strike from Brian. DeBetta taking all the way. Now the Wizards are not bunting in this situation. They're going to count on a base hit from one of their next 3 to tie this game. Brian's 2-1 is bounced foul over third, strike 2. No attendance figures released yet, but we'll look forward to sharing the happy numbers with you in a little bit. Most of the crowd dressed right for tonight. That is, they're huddled up in blankets, comforters, sleeping bags, and parkas and hats. Sweatshirts, hoods. Ooh, a curveball just missed outside, and the count full to DeBetta. Tomorrow night, we should have a big crowd. Temperatures to be in the low to mid-60s. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. A tip foul held by Abruzzo. Brian Williams used his sharp curveball to fan John DeBetta. 1 gone in the 7th. Man, is this Kernel pitching staff on top of its game. Here's Andres Pagan, the catcher. Right-handed batter, .226 average. No homers, 1 RBI. Ransell shading this number 8 hitter to pull a little bit. Well, now he's straight away again. A slider high from the Kernel right-hander, Brian Williams. Brian is on for the 4th time this season out of the Kernel bullpen. He's working in the top of the 7th, trying to help protect a narrow Kernel 2-1 lead. Pagan stands straight away from the right side. Andres corks one to third, knocked down by Hancock, throws the batter out. Wow, Andres Pagan fooled me. That ball was hit off the end of the bat. I thought it was hit like a bullet, but it kind of fooled Justin Hancock as well. Justin reached out to his left, knocked it down, and then did what any good third baseman does. He knew that because the ball was hit hard, that he had enough time to make a good plant with his feet and throw the batter out. 2 gone, the batter Luis Cruz. Ball 1 low and away. Well, after Hayden Glemo gave up a leadoff double to Paul McAnulty, Paul still is anchored at second. Brian Williams struck out DeBetta, and he just got Andres Pagan to hit a 1-hop smash to third. Cruz taps one foul. That one shakes up Abruzzo just a tad. Jared's using one of those hockey-like masks, one of those hockey goalie-like masks that were made so popular about 10 years ago by Toronto's Charlie O'Brien. Brian Williams has his sign. The Kernel right-hander checks the runner at second. A check swing and a little dribbler foul. Back of the plate, and it's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the batter, Luis Cruz. McAnulty leading away from second. Ooh, a slider just missed low. It's 2-2. That's the pitch Brian Williams wanted. 2 out in the 7th. The pitch in the dirt and blocked by Abruzzo. That looked to be a changeup from Brian, and it landed about 5 feet in front of the plate. The count is now full to Luis Cruz. McAnulty at second. And a pitch in the dirt, a runner to third, and it's 1st and 3rd with 2 out. Well, the number 9 hitter Cruz took ball 4 in the dirt. A wild pitch, and McAnulty to third. 1st and 3rd. 2 gone in the 7th. The batter, Kennard Jones. He's 0 for 1. He's walked twice. Brian Williams trying to work out of a 2-out first and third jam. And we may have a message that's come in. Here's a ground ball to second. Kayaspo fumbles, picks it up, throws in time. Brian Williams got Kennard Jones. First pitch swinging to wrap out to second. Losing the handle for just a moment was Kayaspo. He put a scare into all of us, but then Alberto stuck down with it and threw out the batter. In the seventh, no runs after a leadoff double by the Wizards. Their first hit of the game. No Colonel errors. A walk, a wild pitch. The Wizards leave a pair, and they've now stranded 6 men in their 7 at-bats. Can you believe it's 7th inning stretch time? And we're going to pass on a message from a relative of Quan Cosby in the next half inning. We'll get that all deciphered thanks to Alan Bernard. 7th inning stretch at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. It's a tight one. The Kernels still hold a 2-1 lead over the Wizards.
When we met, it's spaghetti, we would never forget the Ojanos. Now it's where mi amore and I, Dan in, we carry out the lunch and the dinner all the time for lasagna, ravioli, mandacati, cannelloni, tortellini, or try their delicious salads and sub sandwiches too. The Ojanos is the hometown taste of Italy. For your next meal with friends and a family, remember the Ojanos with 5 convenient locations for the pasta that makes you sing.
Okay, so I'm dropping my daughter off at daycare, and as I'm walking out, I see myself in the double door. Uh-oh is right. My hair looks terrible. My ends are all scraggly, and my roots. Did you see my roots? I can't believe I've been walking around like this.
Have you tried Cost Cutters?
Oh, I'd love to get my hair done, but who has the time? With work and the kids, I barely have time to find matching socks, let alone time for my hair. Besides, I need the works.
Just go to Cost Cutters. They'll have you in and out and looking great in no time.
Yeah?
Yeah. At Cost Cutters, the stylist will keep you looking great with a new cut, some color, even highlights. Check out mine.
Oh, so Cost Cutters is your secret.
Yep. I even get my favorite products there. You know, shampoo, conditioner.
That's it. I'm going to Cost Cutters. Right now. My roots, thank you.
There are a dozen Cost Cutters here in our area, each offering a relaxed, convenient hair care experience with no appointments and no hassles. Cost Cutters makes things easy and affordable with professional stylists who care about you.
Cost Cutters. Live your life. We always have time for your hair.
Bottom of the 7th after the fans enjoyed the traditional 7th inning stretch. Swinging and fouling one, almost hitting his teammate Melgareo in the on-deck circle is Justin Hancock. Justin's 0 for 1 with a walk tonight. Boy, this Tom Lipari, in relief of the starter, David Pauly, has really kept the Kernels off stride. He's pitched 2 scoreless innings out of the Wizard bullpen. He's a 6'5" lefty. A off-speed pitch had Justin fooled, swinging a missed strike 2. Well, calling all the way down in the hometown of Quan Cosby, Mart, Texas, Butch Walker. Butch, thanks for your phone call, and we certainly agree with you what a first-class person Quan Cosby is. Here's a high pop foul off to the right. We'll look forward to getting to know Quan soon on the dugout interview. But thanks for listening, Butch Walker, on the internet down in Mart, Texas, the hometown of Quan Cosby. Butch, I hope you're able to read the Gazette online. Jeff Johnson, the beat writer of the Kernels, did a really in-depth article on Quan in last Sunday's sports section, telling about how devout and faithful Quan is as a young man to his family, his hometown, and, of course, to his belief in God. And he is an outstanding young kid, Quan Cosby. A 1-2, a line drive, smacked at third. John DeBetta stabs it. Oh, Justin Hancock took a high curveball and ripped it hard, but right at the third baseman. One gone in the bottom of the 7th. Again, thanks to Butch Walker, calling all the way from Mart, Texas, Quan Cosby's hometown. Butch, it's great to have you listening tonight on the internet, and we really appreciate your comments about the neat kid from your hometown, Quan Cosby. Knuckling one foul over the screen, back of the plate, strike 1 is Melgarejo. 2-1 Kernels. The only run scored in this game, won by Fort Wayne in the 2nd without a hit. A David Gates 2-run homer in the bottom of the 2nd, and that's where we are now. Lipari misses low with a fastball. 1-1 to Ransell. Boy, it's great to hear from those listeners who tune in all across the country at kcrg.com or kernels.com. What a marvelous vehicle we have. Ooh, Ransell has to skip the rope, a pitch down and in. What an inning for Brian Williams in relief of lefty Hayden Glemo with a runner at second and nobody out. Brian Williams prevented Fort Wayne from tying the game. A high fly ball, a lazy fly into shallow right. Here comes Steve Baker near the line, and he tucks it away. 2 gone in the Kernels' 7th inning as Ransell stroked it off the end of the bat into shallow right.
He's the hitter. The designated fan is Ron Street, Southwest field.
You know, one thing about hot chocolate, not only does it soothe your throat, but if your hands or torso or feet are a little bit chilly on a night like tonight, how does it find its way to those extremities? It does, though. I'll tell you what, that hot chocolate from the concessions folks with the 2 Krispy Kreme donuts, just perfect for a night like tonight. Tomorrow's supposed to be warmer, so come on out. Call the box office tomorrow. Kelly O'Brien and her crack staff will take care of you. 896-7560, 896-7560. 2 gone for Eric Ibar. Kernels batting in the 7th, holding a 2-1 lead over the Wizards. Well, the Roadrunner retrieved the ball and then showed his left-handed throwing prowess, and some of the fans jumped on him. A high, lazy fly ball on the infield. Now in shallow center, the shortstop makes the play. Luis Cruz catches Ibar's pop-up. Eric pops to short, and the Kernels go quickly without a whimper in the bottom of the 7th inning. Down in order go the Wizards, or go the Kernels in the bottom of the 7th. The Wizards coming up in the 8th, and we will have an attendance to share with you very shortly. After 7, it's still the Kernels 2 and the Wizards 1.
This season, First Avenue Chrysler.
Mama, are we supposed to go to a running race or something?
I don't think so.
I heard everybody's in the run. Something about running on the river.
Oh, you mean River Run?
Yeah, that's it, the river run.
Well, it's not a running race. River Run is about fixing up our city and creating new jobs. It's like when we spent some money fixing up our house last year, and now it's a better place to live.
I see.
Do you remember that really big mountain of trash we saw last week?
Yeah.
Well, River Run will cover it up with grass and trees and put some hiking trails on it. And remember when we ate at that restaurant in the Czech Village?
Yeah.
Well, they're going to fix up Czech Village, so it's a great place to visit. There will be more places for people to eat and shop. It'll mean a lot of new visitors and a lot of new jobs.
Well, I'm glad it's going to bring jobs. Maybe Uncle Arnie can get one and finally move out of our house.
You're right about that. One more good reason we need River Run.
River Run. Jobs, tourism, investment.
The Cedar Rapids Area Chamber of Commerce thanks you for your help and support.
Tune in each Saturday morning from 9 a.m. until 10 for the KCRG Coaches Corner. It's Eastern Iowa's only year-round coaches show. Join me, Scott Unash, along with Pinky Primrose, as high school coaches from the metro and the area discuss the big games in their teams. That's the KCRG Coaches Corner program, each Saturday morning from 9 until 10, live from Cedar Rapids Pizza and Provisions at 2125 Wiley Boulevard, Southwest in Cedar Rapids, only here on your Prep Sports leader, The Zone, ESPN Radio 1600, KCRG.
A cool Thursday evening and a crowd of 852 here tonight, 852. Let's make our goal tomorrow to get over that 2,000 mark again. And if it's a nice day and that sun is shining, we want you to log on to kernels.com or call 896-7560 and purchase your Kernel tickets. It's that easy. And tomorrow is supposed to be a nice day in the low to mid-60s. 852 here tonight. A U.S. Cellular call to the Kernel bullpen. The third of the night has Daniel Arias taking over for right-hander Brian Williams. Top of the 8th, 2-1 Kernels. This has been one of those games that each club has just scratched and clawed, and nobody's been able to break through with much offense. 2-1 Kernels. Daniel Arias delivers outside a ball to Brian Bergamy. The U.S. Cellular call to the Colonel bullpen brought to you by U.S. Cellular. Stop by U.S. Cellular or call 1-888-BUY-USCC. U.S. Cellular, we connect with you. Arias falls behind as Daniel's fastball is up and away to Brian Bergamy. 2-1 Kernels. We're in the top of the 8th inning. Daniel working from the stretch. Fires a strike called at the knees. Arias with the 2-1. High, ball 3, a fastball. Daniel worked in the series opener here Tuesday night. He pitched 2 scoreless innings. Allowed a hit, struck out 2, walked none. He's working for the 5th time out of the Colonel bullpen. Daniel Arias. 20-year-old right-hander from the Dominican. Saved 15 games in Mesa last year. And his 3-1 is lifted foul onto the grandstand roof. It's a full count now to Brian Bergamy. Brian Williams, 1 inning pitched, no runs, no hits, 1 strikeout, 1 walk, 1 wild pitch. The payoff delivery. A high drive to center. In comes Melgarejo, and he gives way to David Gates, the left fielder, with the one-handed grab. Brian Bergamy ahead 3-1, and Daniel Arias came back to get him on a high fly into shallow left. Needless to say, the Colonel dominance on the mound has continued here tonight. We're coming off 3 shutout wins in a row, and tonight the Wizards through 7 1/3 have scored 1 run on 1 hit. L.J. Birnbaum at the plate, nothing for 2. He walked his last time up. A fastball is low from Daniel Arias. Birnbaum uses a black lacquer bat, left-handed hitter, and he scalds 1 foul. He had a good cut, but fouled it into the net. Strike 1. The gates open at 5:30 tomorrow. And Friday nights are a lot of fun here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. It's our last game of the 9-game homestand. A cut fastball is down and in, and it's 2-1 to the batter. Birnbaum, unusual in his approach in that he has very little bend in his knees. Almost stands perfectly erect at the plate. A high pop foul, this one drifting out towards the lawn section. Well, how do you like that? A couple of kids with gloves decide to back away from it, and it falls out on the grass, and a wild scramble ensues. Boy, we've been spoiled. Tuesday night's opener took 2 hours and 1 minute, and last night's Colonel 4-0 victory took only 2 hours and 20 minutes. We're going at a good pace this evening. Top of the 8th inning, 2-1 Kernels. Here's the 2-2. Ooh, it just missed a slider down and in. And for the second time, Daniel Arias has gone full to a Fort Wayne hitter. The Colonel right-hander working from the stretch. Wings it in. A bouncer to first. Jake Mathis down to get it. On to first himself. Tags the base for the out. For the second time, Daniel Arias runs the count full, but comes back to get a Fort Wayne hitter. L.J. Birnbaum bounces out to first. The Colonels still hold the 1-run lead, 2-1. With the bases empty, Josh Tranum may be going for the pump. Every once in a while, it makes sense to try to hit a home run. Now would be a time for Tranum. The pitch dips low, and it's 1-0 to the Wizard cleanup batter. Tranum shoots one foul into the suites just to our left. After Friday's series finale, it's off to Appleton for 4. And then a day off Wednesday, and another homestand starts a week from tonight. Ooh, a slider, and Arias fell down. The batter went around for strike 2, and Daniel Arias may be shaken up. Daniel Arias fell down awkwardly. Now he's laughing a little bit. Jake Mathis gives him a high five. Eric Ibar laughing underneath his glove. Daniel Arias, after delivering a slider, fell down awkwardly on the front side of the mound. He goes to the rosin bag. No sign of Colonel Trainer Tyler Waltz, so that means that Arias is A-OK. A slider, and Tranum didn't mean to go around. He did, and he's in the hole 1-2. Now the 1-2 from Daniel. A little looper into shallow center. Melgarejo has a beat on it, reaches up to grab it. Josh Tranum skies the center, and the Colonel pitching continues to be absolutely astounding here in this series. Tranum flies to center, a 1-2-3 inning out of the Colonel bullpen for Daniel Arias, and the Colonels continue to lead this game. After 7.5, Colonels 2, Wizards 1.
The new Veterans Memorial Stadium is among the most awe-inspiring attractions in our great community. The most common remark made by first-time visitors to our new ballpark is simply, wow! The dazzling giant scoreboard, the roomy seats, the spacious concourse, and yes, the numerous women's restrooms all evoke that wow reaction. The most alluring element of all, though, is that perfectly nurtured, lush, green field that composes the diamond. Thanks to Peck's Flower Garden and Landscaping, the aura and magic of the Field of Green in the new stadium can be replicated in your very own yard. That's right. The experts at Peck's are teaming up with the renowned Colonel Grounds Crew to award one of you with a Field of Green lawn makeover this spring. Just stop into the Garden Center at Peck's to enter. The Peck's Field of Green dream could be yours. Register this spring in the Garden Center at Peck's, corner of Blair's Ferry and Edgewood Roads Northeast.
Miller Lite, Miller time, track 4.
Like a friend that's always been down the road and back again. Without a thought, without a doubt, that's the time to Miller Lite. Like a friend that's always been down the road and back again. Just because that's how it is, the best of times in Miller Lite. It's a taste, it's a slide.
Miller Lite, Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Live responsibly.
Post Radio 1600, KTRG Miller
Randy Seelhoff at his picnic pavilion down the left side is Alberto Callaspo. It's the heart of the Colonel order to face a new Wizard hurler, and it's a right-hander. Dale Thayer, T-H-A-Y-E-R, Dale Thayer takes over the third Wizard hurler of the night. We're in the bottom of the 8th, and it's the Colonels 2, Fort Wayne 1. Thayer is a 6-foot even right-hander, and he fires a strike called in to Callaspo. Alberto is 0 for 3, has reached on an error tonight. Colonels about hit the Wizards 5-1, lead Fort Wayne 2-1. Swing and a miss by Callaspo on a good low slider, and Dale Thayer has fanned Callaspo to start the Colonel 8th inning. 2-1 Colonels. If Thayer is a Californian, he hurled at Chico State, and he didn't play last year after he was signed as a free agent by San Diego. Fouling one back to the screen is Jared Abruzzo. Well, I was wrong in my prediction. I thought Jared might shed that hood or wrap around stocking cap, because behind the plate you work up a pretty good sweat, but he's stuck with it all night. Swing and a miss, strike 2 to Jared. I should remember he's a San Diego kid, and when you wake up to 72 degrees sunny weather 365 days a year, it is an adjustment to get used to the cooler weather here in the Midwest. The 0-2 to Abruzzo from Thayer, and it's punched foul into the screen as Jared stays alive. Abruzzo has one of the 5 Colonel hits, a 2-out single back in the first. He struck out his last 2 times up. The Colonels have right-hander Austin Bilkey working in their bullpen. It looks like he may be called upon to try to save this game in the 9th inning. What will the score be? Right now, 2-1 Colonels, an off-speed curve, and Jared was fooled. He's down on strike swinging for the 3rd time in a row. And let's commend Tom Lipari, the left-hander out of the Fort Wayne bullpen. He pitched 3 scoreless innings in relief of the starter, David Pauly. Lipari 3 innings, no runs, 1 hit. He fanned 3. He walked none. He made it look easy. Alex Dvorsky always gets a round of applause as he steps to the plate, and ball 1 is low. Alex is nothing for 3 tonight. Came in hitting .233. Righty against righty and a fastball inside. It's 2-0. Yes, Austin Bilkey is warming up in earnest down in that Colonel right field bullpen. He may be called upon to work the 9th inning. Meanwhile, Dale Thayer delivers. Ball 3, a fastball outside. Now the wind is shifted just a little bit. It's blowing inward, but at a little bit of a lighter velocity. Colonels on top, 2-1. That's been the score since David Gates' 2-run homer in the 2nd inning. Wizards scored a run on a bases-loaded sacrifice fly in the top of the 2nd. A strike on a 3-0 pitch to Dvorsky. Alex holds that bat straight up like a Roman candle and swings and tips one foul into the mid of the catcher. Now Dale Thayer is making a bid to strike out the side. He looks down into his glove, holds his glove right below his chin, has his sign, rocks and brings it. Ball, strike 3 called at the knees. The crowd thought it was low, and Dvorsky yelps at the plate umpire, Chris Bakke. Well, Alex thought it was below the knees, and so did the Colonel faithful, but Dale Thayer does strike out the side in the Colonel 8th inning. Well, will David Gates' 2-run homer back in the 2nd and another night of great Colonel pitching be enough to propel the Colonels to their 6th win in a row? We'll find out. Austin Bilkey will take over on the hill. After 8, it's still the Colonels 2 and the Wizards 1.
Whether you're a serious athlete or a weekend warrior, injuries can take you out of your game. Smart athletes know that Physiotherapy Associates in Cedar Rapids are the experts in the treatment and prevention of sport-related injuries. Our expert staff serves the metro and surrounding area high school athletes. Physiotherapy Associates of Cedar Rapids, the smart choice in sports medicine. Call us at 398-1569. That's 398-1569. We'll get you back in your game today.
My name is Shauna Baird. I graduated from Fairfield High School, class of 2001. I chose Kirkwood because Kirkwood was really warm and welcoming, and it was a modernized school. They were up to date. The price was right for me. It was affordable. I really like Cedar Rapids, as a town. Right now I'm a student ambassador, and so I get the chance to go out and talk to people and promote Kirkwood, and I really like to do that. I'm interested in sales, so that gives me a chance to do what I really enjoy, and I absolutely love the classes. They're a good size, and the teachers are always there for you. They give out their phone number. You can call them with any questions that you have. It eases your way into the college experience, and, when you're going from high school to being out on your own, it's a big change, it's a big jump into life. And this way, it gradually gets you there. You start out the community college, you have the smaller class size, and that way, you can work your way into the huge classrooms that you're going to have when you do go on to university. Right now, I love where I'm at, and I just love the school.
Log on to kirkwood.edu.
Top of the 9th, another U.S. Cellular call to the Colonel bullpen. U.S. Cellular, stop by or call 1-888-BUY-USCC. U.S. Cellular, we connect with you. A parade of Colonel relievers, and it'll all be a celebratory end of the parade if Austin Bilkey can get through this 9th inning. He is the 4th Colonel reliever for the Colonel starter, Brett Cimarelli. Hayden Glemo, Brian Williams, Daniel Arias, all scoreless stints out of the Colonel bullpen. Steve Baker is due up, and I think a pinch hitter is being summoned in. Yes, Doc Brooks, who we said last night has one of the neatest sounding names in the Midwest League. Doc Brooks is pinch hitting, and he takes up and in a ball. Brooks played last night in the Colonel 4-0 win, and in that game, Doc was 1 for 4. He had a ninth inning single. That's what his manager, Gary Jones, hopes he'll do now as Bilkey misfires outside 2-0 to the pinch hitter, Doc Brooks. Top of the ninth. 2-1 Kernels. Doc will likely take this 2-0 pitch. He did. A strike at the knees, a fastball from Austin Bilkey. Bilkey has 2 saves. He's trying to save this one for Brett Cimarelli. No record. His 6th time out of the Kernel bullpen. Brooks will be swinging on this 2-1 pitch. And he pops it foul. Boy, you could hear that one conk off the facade of the suite level. And it's 2-2 to the right-handed pinch hitter, Doc Brooks, facing Austin Bilkey, who pitched both at Jacksonville University and a Big Ten school, Purdue. The 2-2 to the pinch hitter. Low, ball 3. Well, the plot thickens as Doc Brooks is called off the Fort Wayne bench to pinch hit for Steve Baker here in the top of the ninth inning. 2-1 Kernels. And the payoff delivery. Swing and a miss! Swing and a miss! Strike 3. Doc Brooks kicks at the dirt on his way back to the third base Fort Wayne dugout. Austin Bilkey fans Doc Brooks for the first out of the Wizard ninth inning. 2-1 Kernels. The Kernels have out-hit Fort Wayne 5-1. The Wizards have committed 2 errors. The Kernels 1 error. All the scoring in this one took place back in the second inning. The Kernels are trying to make a 2-run homer by David Gates stand up in this one. And the Kernels are trying to win for the 6th time in a row. Strike called, a blistering fastball on the outside edge to left-handed batter Paul McAnulty. He doubled to lead off the 7th inning, but thanks to great relief from Brian Williams, he was left stranded. Look out, a pitch jackknifes the batter jackknifes out of a way of a fastball inside. That batter, Paul McAnulty. 1 away in the top of the ninth. It's 2-1 Kernels before a crowd of over 850. Austin deals. Low, ball 2. Doc Brooks, a pinch hitter, fanned on a 3-2 pitch moments ago. Paul McAnulty's ahead on the count. He has the only Wizard hit tonight, that leadoff double in the 7th. McAnulty takes one low, ball 3. Bilkey trying to save it for Cimarelli. Sparkling relief from Glemo, Brian Williams, Daniel Arias, preceding Austin's trip to the mound here in the 9th inning, the 3-1. Look out, it goes to the screen, ball 4, and Paul McAnulty is aboard as the tying run for the Wizards here in the top of the 9th inning. Fort Wayne has the tying run aboard, and there may be a pinch runner now. Let's see. McAnulty is standing at first, and let's see if Gary Jones pinch runs for him. He is going to pinch run for him. A pinch runner dashes out of the third base dugout, Rolando Augusto. Rolando Augusto is going to pinch run for Paul McAnulty. So it's Rolando Augusto who carries the tying run for the Wizards. He's at first with 1 away. John DeBetta has driven in Fort Wayne's only run tonight with a sacrifice fly back in the 2nd inning. Kernels holding a slim 1-run lead here in the 9th inning. DeBetta fouls one off the shin guard of Abruzzo, strike 1. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone. ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, KCRG, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Allison is our in-studio engineer. Augusto, the pinch runner, leads away from first. Strike 2 called to DeBetta, slider at the knees from Austin Bilkey. Rolando Augusto is the pinch runner for Paul McAnulty, who walked with 1 out here in the Wizard 9th inning. 2-1 Kernels. Now the 0-2. High, a fastball. It was DeBetta who rammed into Jake Mathis back in the 5th inning as Jake was trying to catch his foul pop, and One of the Colonel fans below yelling out, "Why don't you run into the catcher and try to bowl him over?" People don't forget, John DeBetta was the villain back in the 5th inning. Austin is ahead of him 1-2. Bilkey set above the letters, wings one in outside. It's 2-2 now to John DeBetta. Austin Bilkey, no record this year. In 4 innings, he's given up 2 runs on 4 hits. He's fanned 5, walked none. He did yield a walk moments ago to Paul McAnulty, and a pinch runner, Rolando Augusto, leads from first. DeBetta takes strike 3 called. A slider on the outside corner at the knees, and John DeBetta argues with the plate umpire, Chris Bakke. That strikeout for Austin Bilkey, his 2nd of the inning, and the Colonels are now 1 out away from their 6th win in a row, and to try to foil that is Andres Pagan. Mr. Shucks up on the Colonel first base dugout, starting the crowd to clap in unison. Andres Pagan 0 for 3 tonight. Pops one foul, strike 1. Pagan is a .226 batter. Austin Bilkey trying to save it for Brett Cimarelli and help the Colonels to their 6th win in a row during this 9-game homestand. Ball 1 is outside to the right-handed batter, Pagan. Tying run at first, Rolando Augusto. 2 out, top of the 9th. Colonels have stranded 6. The Wizards have left 6. Andres Pagan on a 1-1 delivery. Takes it low, a slider, ball 2. Brett Cimarelli, the pitcher of record for the Colonels. Bilkey, the 4th Colonel hurler out of the bullpen tonight. Pagan's ahead 2-1. Ball 3 low. Ball 3 low to Andres Pagan. Waiting on deck, Luis Cruz, the shortstop. Austin Bilkey has walked 1, struck out 2, and he's behind in the count, 3-1 to the Fort Wayne catcher, who taps one over the mound. Tough play for Callaspo. Alberto on the run, throws it away. The tying run may score. Stopping at third is Augusto. An error on Alberto Callaspo. It was a tough play all the way. It'll be an error, the 2nd of the night for the Colonels, and Fort Wayne has the tying run at third, the go-ahead run at first. The pinch runner, Rolando Augusto, went to third on the throwing error by Callaspo. Alberto threw it to the right field side of first. No chance for Jake Mathis. I thought they might award a hit and then an error, but it's an error all the way. Charge to Callaspo. And now Eric Bennett, the Colonel pitching coach, dashes out to the mound. No base hit, no infield single for Pagan, as they rule, and probably justly so, that a good throw from Callaspo would have gotten the batter, Andres Pagan. Great hustle by Jake Mathis to prevent the tying run from scoring, as Rolando Augusto was held at third by Gary Jones, the Fort Wayne skipper. Now Luis Cruz, the batter, with 2 out. Colonels still lead it 2-1, but Fort Wayne has the tying run at third and the go-ahead run at first base here in the top of the 9th inning. The batter is Luis Cruz. He's a right-handed hitter. Rolando Augusto, the tying run at second. 2-1 Colonels, top of the 9th. Austin from the stretch. Brings in a strike at the knees, a fastball. Boy, this has been some ball game. Both of these teams having to scratch and claw for everything. No runs scored since the 2nd inning. We're in the 9th. It's 2-1 Colonels. Cruz takes strike 2 call. Now Austin Bilkey and the Colonels within a strike of a win. Eric Bennett must have told Austin Bilkey to just stay with the best pitch he has, the fastball. Now remember, the tying runs at third. You don't want to get too cute and try to waste something in the dirt. You don't want to throw a wild pitch. Here's the 0-2 from the Colonel relief pitcher. Swing and a foul off the end of the bat. Rattles into the sweeps, and now down below it goes. The Kernels are trying to pocket their 6th win in a row. They're trying to up their homestand record to 7-1. They are trying to lift their overall mark to 9-5. It's still 0-2 to the number 9 hitter, Luis Cruz. Austin's 0-2. High, ball one. High, a fastball. This crowd of 852 being urged on by Mr. Shucks, trying to help the Kernels down the final stretch across the finish line with the victory here tonight. But the Wizards, they want to tie it or take the lead here in the 9th. Tying run at third. Go ahead, run at first. Here's the 1-2 from Austin. High pop foul over the grandstand roof right side. Boy, is Luis Cruz hung tough in the hole 1-2. He's fouled off two strike pitches. Fort Wayne still only has 1 hit tonight. I thought they might give Pagan an infield single, but they ruled in an error all the way, a throwing error on Kayaspo moments ago. Austin Bilkey is set. Another 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss! Swing and a miss! And the Kernels have won their 6th in a row. What a job by the Colonel bullpen tonight in relief of starter Brett Cimarelli, and Brett earns his first win. Austin Bilkey pitched around a 1st and 3rd 2-out jam and records the save in sterling fashion in the 9th. He winds up fanning the side. In the 9th, for Fort Wayne, no runs, no hits, 1 Colonel error, a walk, 2 left by the Wizards. They stranded 8. And the Colonel homestand continues to amaze everyone. The Kernels have won 6 in a row. And during the 6-game winning streak, the scores 5-0, 12-2, 6-0, 5-0, 4-0. And tonight, 2-1. 2-1 Kernels. And we'll wrap things up starting in a moment with the Colonel Curtain Call.
Nature provides a built-in mechanism for animals to get ready for their future. Animals start hoarding food in the early autumn, knowing it will be scarce during the winter. We don't seem to have that same kind of savvy. Pekin Insurance agent Teresa Brunsheen at Family Insurance Center in Monticello can help you plan ahead. Teresa can help you make sure you have the right insurance coverages for your particular needs. Nature's message is clear. Prepare. See Teresa Brunsheen, your Pekin Insurance agent in Monticello at Family Insurance Center.
Burger King welcomes you to stop in anytime to enjoy our great sandwiches your way. Try our flame-broiled Whopper sandwich and make it a combo to make it a meal. Treat yourself with a creamy shake or a pie to sweeten up your day. You have 6 locations to choose from in the Cedar Rapids, Marion area. Bring your family and friends before or after the Kernels game. At Burger King, you got it!
Coffee works when it's important to you. Coffee works, let your work shine through.
When you think of copies, think of CopyWorks. High-speed copying, color copies, oversized copies, manuals, booklets, graphic design, posters, banners, and presentations. CopyWorks does it better. When it's important to you, CopyWorks lets your work shine through. When you think of copies, think of CopyWorks.
It's time for the Colonel's Curtain Call, right here on The Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM. With a recap of all the action, the State Farm Major League scoreboard, plus a look ahead to the next Colonel's game, let's rejoin the voice of the Colonels, the one, the only John Rogers, here on The Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM.
Well, we're back, and what a hard-fought victory. Again, the Colonel pitching absolutely dominant, impressive, remarkable, astounding, whatever adjective you want to use to describe the Colonel pitching could be used 10 times over again tonight as the Colonels thwart Fort Wayne for the 3rd straight night. 2-1 Kernels. The Kernels have ripped off 6 wins in a row. They run their homestand record to 7-1. They've belted 13 home runs. in the first 8 games of the homestand. And during the 6-game winning streak, here are the scores the Kernels have won by. 5-0, Game 1, Sunday's doubleheader, 12-2 in the nightcap. Then Monday night, to wrap up the series with Quad City, 6-0. Tuesday night, the Kernels blanked the Wizards 5-0. Last night, the Kernels were 4-0 winners, and then tonight, behind great pitching from starter Brett Cimarelli and then a quartet, 4 Kernel relievers, the Kernels managed to limit Fort Wayne to 1 run on 1 hit and a 2-1 Kernel triumph. Our first order of business, always on the Kernel Curtain Call, is to review the scoring highlights, and that won't take long tonight. In the second inning, Brett Cimarelli walked Josh Tranum, then hit Steve Baker, then walked Paul McAnulty to load the bases. With the bases loaded in the second inning, John DeBetta drove in Fort Wayne's only run of the night with a sacrifice fly to right. It plated Tranum. The next man up, with runners at first and third and 1 out, Andres Pagan bounced into an inning-ending 6-4-3 twin killing. In the Kernel second, Sergio Contreras drew a leadoff walk. David Gates then lifted a high, deep drive down the left field line. It was ruled a fair ball inside the Blimpie Subs left field foul pole by plate umpire Chris Bakke. L.J. Birnbaum, the left fielder for Fort Wayne, looked up in almost a trance or disbelief. He obviously thought the ball was not a home run, but it was ruled a 2-run homer for David Gates. Little did we know, as Gates connected for his 3rd homer of the year, that would be the only scoring of the ball game. Brett Cimarelli settled down after getting that sacrifice fly for the first out in the second inning. That was the first of 12 batters in a row that Cimarelli would retire. Remember, he got out of the second with runners at first and third and 1 out by getting a double play. He then proceeded to mow down Fort Wayne in order in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and made it 12 in a row when he got Luis Cruz to start the 6th. But then Brett ran into a control snag. He walked Kennard Jones on a 3-2 pitch, overthrew Jake Mathis on a pickoff attempt. That sent Kennard Jones to second. Cimarelli then walked Brian Bergamy intentionally. In came Hayden Glemo. He walked L.J. Birnbaum, a left-handed batter. The bases were loaded with only 1 out, but then Glemo struck out both Josh Tranum, the cleanup hitter, and Steve Baker, a right-handed batter, to end that 6th inning. Brian Williams came on under duress and shut the door on Fort Wayne in the 7th inning. A leadoff double by Paul McAnulty resulted in Brian Williams taking over for Hayden Glemo. Williams struck out John DeBetta, got Andres Pagan to bounce out to third, a hard 1-hop smash. Then Luis Cruz walked, but Kennard Jones bounced out to second, and that ended the Fort Wayne threat in the 7th inning. In the 8th inning, Daniel Arias took over. He retired Fort Wayne in order. Then in the 9th, a pinch hitter, Doc Brooks, struck out facing Austin Bilkey. Paul McAnulty walked. In came a pinch runner, Rolando Augusto. After John DeBetta was caught looking, Andres Pagan, the catcher, tapped one over the mound. A tough play for Alberto Callaspo. He was charged with an error as he threw the ball by Jake Mathis. But, fortunately for the Kernels, Rolando Augusto, the pinch runner, was held at third by manager Gary Jones. With runners at first and third and 2 out, Luis Cruz went down swinging as Austin Bilkey recorded his 3rd save of the season. Our final line score tonight for the victorious Kernels, who are now 9-5 and have streaked to their 6th win in a row. 2 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors. We left 6 men aboard. The Wizards 1 run, 1 hit, 2 errors. They stranded 8. The winning pitcher, Brett Cimarelli, the 21-year-old right-hander, allowed no hits, 1 run in his 5 1/3. He's 1-2. And a big team save from the Kernel bullpen. Glemo, Williams, Arias, Bilkey all deserve a save, but it's Austin Bilkey who notches it statistically with his wonderful work in the 9th, his 3rd save of the year. The tough luck loser for Fort Wayne was their starter, David Polly. He's 1-1. The game took 2 hours and 36 minutes to complete before a crowd of 852. We'll take a break on the Kernel Curtain Call and have our Kernel Plays of the Game in a minute.
The following conversation is real. It took place on January 19th, 2003, between an OnStar advisor and a subscriber.
OnStar Center, this is Tisa. How may I assist you today?
Hi, Tisa. I need to know where the nearest medical center is.
Is this a medical emergency?
Got a passenger with a broken rib and maybe a little bit of shock setting in.
Oh, wow, that hurts. I'm sure you're on test station on Thomas Street in Key West, Florida.
That's right.
Who's the patient? What's his name?
You're a customer, Mal Hill.
Oh, okay. Let me find the nearest medical facility to you. Okay, and it's actually northeast of you.
Okay, would you do me a favor and call and advise that I'm on the way?
I sure will.
ER Shannon speaking.
Hi, Shannon. This is Tisa with OnStar. I have a Mr. Hill that is on the way to you. He has taken a fall, and they think he's broken his ribs, and he's going into shock.
OnStar is standard on all 2003 Cadillac models. Visit your Cadillac dealer or Cadillac.com to learn more.
All right, turning left on College.
Okay, great.
We'll be there in just a moment. Thank you, OnStar.
Is there anything further I can do to assist you today?
No, thanks for your help today.
OnStar. Always there. Always ready.
2-1 Kernels. The homestand record is a phenomenal 7-1, and Brett Cimarelli has to feel awful good in the Kernel clubhouse. He and his teammates, pitchers Hayden Glemo, Brian Williams, Daniel Arias, and Austin Bilkey, were fantastic out of the Kernel bullpen. It's time to enjoy our Kernel plays of the game. Let's start in the second inning with the Kernels trailing 2-1. Sergio Contreras drew a leadoff walk, and up to the plate stepped a Kernel favorite, David Gates. A deep drive to left, way back. If it's fair, it's gone. It is a home run, just inside the Blimpie Subs foul pole, and the Kernels now lead this game 2-1. The Wizards are going to argue. The Wizards argue that ball was not a home run. The left fielder Birnbaum can't believe it, and David Gates, with his third home run of the year, with Contreras aboard, makes it 2-1 Kernels. Little did we know then that two-run homer would stand up, and it did in large part to another astounding pitching performance by 5 Kernel hurlers. One of those 5 was Hayden Glemo. Hayden was on in the 6th inning in relief of starter Brett Cimarelli, bases loaded, 2 out, and the batter was Steve Baker. Here's what Hayden accomplished. Now what will Glemo bring? Boy, that Hayden Glemo is cagey, shifty, crafty, whatever you want to call him. He tries to keep those batters fooled. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. Got him swinging. We're out of the inning. Yes, we were out of the inning as Hayden Glemo pulled the string on Steve Baker and kept the game a 2-1 Kernel lead. We very well could have highlighted the performance of Brian Williams as well. Brian came on for Hayden Glemo after Hayden surrendered a leadoff double in the 7th, and Williams prevented Fort Wayne from tying the game, as did Austin Bilkey, who pitched around a walk and an error in the 9th inning to notch his 3rd save. Those are our Kernel plays of the game. We're going to take a final timeout on the Kernel Curtain Call, and we'll have a look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard in just a minute.
Everyone deserves a great insurance agent, not just any insurance agent. Paul Draper, your Pekin insurance agent at Sheets Forest Draper Insurance in Marion, has the experience and knowledge to provide you with top-notch insurance coverages. Sheets Forest Draper Insurance in Marion has been insuring individuals like you for over 100 years. Dependable protection from Pekin insurance agent Paul Draper at Sheets Forest Draper Insurance in Marion, an agency you know and trust.
I cannot face anyone but me. Baby, can't you see I know what's right for me? Don't tell me wrong from right. I know just what I like. Yeah, call me crazy, I don't care. Come feel the joy all around. Each generation has time. They've got their own understanding. Time to shout it out. What's that Toya Pepsi?
Well, sometimes there's an old saying, stop and smell the roses. And yes, we have been giving you these phenomenal, really earth-shaking numbers by the Kernel pitching staff. But let's put it in perspective a little bit, and some credit goes to the entire Kernel clubhouse. This ball club came off of a road trip 2-4, and we really came out of the tundra of middle central Illinois. The Kernels played 3 games and lost 3-2, and then really got walloped the last 2 games of their road trip in Peoria. And it was not a real robust, lively Kernel bunch that pulled in last week to start an 9-game 9-game homestand. Colonel Manager Todd Klaus had the guys come out here on a day off in the evening and work out. And ever since that workout, Klausy, again, in his good knowledge of the game, he knew he had to get this club's focus and attention, and obviously he did. And to see what we have seen in the last, during the entire homestand, Jack Rader, our general manager, put it in perspective. He said, John, this is really something special to see this kind of excellence this early in the year by a very young, inexperienced, and green Colonel Ball Club. And again, it's a reflection of their dedication to the game. It's a reflection of their coaching staff, James Rowson and Eric Bennett and Todd Klaus. And it's just a wonderful thing to behold. Achievement in anything in life, when you work hard for it, is one of the most fulfilling and satisfying things you can accomplish. You can talk about getting your paycheck and having external rewards, but when you work hard for something and achieve it through a lot of hard work and continued effort, this Colonel Club deserves a big, big pat on the back for how they performed during this homestand. 2-1 tonight was the final score as the Colonels make it 6 in a row and up the homestand record to 7-1. We don't praise people enough in life, and on behalf of the Colonel fans and front office, we want to send huge amounts of admiration and praise to this Colonel Ball Club. They've been wonderful. Now, the State Farm Major League Scoreboard is brought to you by State Farm Insurance agents Dale Thompson, Al Shetler, Gary Shubat, and Lanny Peterson. Let's start in the American League. There were 5 games this afternoon. One of them was at Yankee Stadium, where the Pinstripers blanked Toronto 4-0. Our parent club, the Anaheim Angels, bowed to Texas today at the ballpark in Arlington. The world champion Angels lost to Texas 9-7. The White Sox have brought Kansas City down to earth. It was the White Sox thumping the Royals 8-2 this afternoon at Comiskey. In 10 innings today at Safeco Field, the Mariners sunk Oakland 4-3. A final from Fenway Park this afternoon, the Red Sox shelled Tampa Bay 6-0. Hey, at Jacobs Field, they're in the top of the 12th. The Tribe and Orioles tied at 4. And in the top of the 8th at the Metrodome, the Twins leading Detroit 4-0. In the National League on the State Farm Major League Scoreboard, Red fans are in mourning. Cincinnati's really taken their lumps at Wrigley Field. This afternoon, the Cubs creamed Cincinnati 16-3. A final in 10 innings in San Juan, Puerto Rico, a slugfest. The Braves 14, Montreal 8 in 10 innings in Puerto Rico. The Marlins won at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Philadelphia. They beat the Phils 7-3. Arizona crushed the Rockies 11-2 this afternoon at Bank One Ballpark. Tonight in Pittsburgh, the Mets whipped the Pirates 7-2. That's a final on the State Farm Major League Scoreboard. They're in the top of the 8th at Miller Park with the Brewers leading Houston 3-0. And just underway at Chavez Ravine, the Dodgers and Padres no score. Well, that does it for our complete look at the State Farm Major League Scoreboard. It's brought to you by State Farm Insurance agents Al Shetler, Lanny Peterson, Dale Thompson, and Gary Shubat. Allison was our in-studio engineer. She did a great job tonight. Scott Unash will be joining us tomorrow night as Scott will help us wrap up this 9-game homestand and the series finale against Fort Wayne. Remember, the Wizards came in here 9-2, and the Kernels have beaten them for a third straight night behind, again, just an absolute stellar pitching effort from Brett Cimarelli and 4 relievers. David Gates' 2-run homer in the second stands up as the Kernels go to their 6th straight win and have won 7 of 8 on the homestand. Thanks for being with us. Remember, tomorrow it's going to be warmer. It's a Friday night, and we'd like to see you out here. The Kernels would, too. They're playing great ball. Come on out. The gates open at 5:30, a 6:30 start, a dugout interview with Todd Klaus answering your baseball questions at 6:10. 6:10 dugout interview time. Kernels 2, Wizards 1. Kernels have won 6 in a row. John Rogers saying so long from the new Veterans Memorial Stadium.